besthotgrill.com.
There's a hefty price to pay for this cup of coffee in the UK.
Would you pay $344 for a coffee? That's what a Scottish farm is selling the UK's most expensive cup. A Scottish dairy is offering what it bills as the UK's most expensive cup of joe, £272. That's $344 for a flat white, a double shot of espresso topped with a layer of steamed milk and a fleeting work of foam art. The costly cup is actually a perk for purchasing shares in Moskill Organic Dairy's crowdfunding campaign to enlarge its sustainable operation and produce more milk. Karen Shamas, London.
A Thai court dismissing a lawsuit brought by a pro-democracy activist who alleged that spyware produced by an Israeli tech firm had been used to hack his phone. The civil court in Bangkok says the man failed to provide sufficient proof that his phone was infected with the Pegasus spyware produced by the NSO Group Technologies. News and analysis, townhall.com. Pennsylvania's High Court orders counties not to count disputed ballots in a U.S. Senate race.
Pennsylvania State Supreme Court this week weighed in on a flashpoint amid ongoing vote counting in the U.S. Senate election between Democratic Senator Bob Casey and Republican David McCormick, ordering counties not to count mail-in ballots that lack correct handwritten dates on the return envelope. The order is a win for McCormick and a loss for Casey as the campaigns prepare for a statewide recount and press counties for favorable ballot counting decisions while election workers are sorting through thousands of provisional ballots. Statewide, the number of mail-in ballots with wrong or missing dates on the return envelope could be in the thousands. Bernie Bennett reporting.
An Alabama inmate convicted of the 1994 murder of a female hitchhiker is slated to become the third person executed by nitrogen gas. Carrie Grayson scheduled to be executed this evening. Alabama this year began using nitrogen gas to carry out some death sentences. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to it. Ooh, it's kind of nice and crisp and cold out. Like, it's cold because it's 34 right now, according to the National Weather Service. So that's above freezing. It's still cold, but this is like it's supposed to be like this now. It feels right. It's nice. I like it. And good news is we're going to start warming back up compared to yesterday. Like yesterday, we were kind of in the 50s all day. But, we're slowly rising today. Well, mid-60s today, and by Saturday, you're going to be swimming in mid-70s. So, it's the mornings are right. This is how it should be. Crisp, clean, feel your breath still. Like, as long as it's not windy. Oh, like this, it's all right. I'll take it. I don't know. But happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day and got big plans for the weekend. Of course, kind of the last couple days of people trying to scramble and get work done because next week's a holiday week with the Thanksgiving holiday. So a lot of people are busy now to not be busy or be busy with different stuff next week. So, I know there'll be Monday, Tuesday, maybe even some Wednesday. We'll be doing the morning show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Right after the morning show on Wednesday. Shortly thereafter, I'll be heading to Albuquerque for Thanksgiving, and no show Thursday, no show Friday. But and then, of course, full-on back to a normal show on Monday here. Also, don't forget, we got football playoffs this weekend. As both, we have 2 teams left in action for football here. The Roswell Coyotes, your number 1 seed, and then we also cover the Artesia Bulldogs, the number 2 seed. Both are still in the playoffs in semifinal action. They do not play each other yet. They both have to win this weekend for them to play each other. But Roswell will be taking on Gadsden here Saturday at the Wool Bowl. That game will be at 1 p.m. We will have it for you right here on the radio on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We have also procured the rights to live stream video it, so we will have live stream video of that matchup between Gadsden and Roswell on our website at ksvptv.com in the Roswell Coyote channel. Also, Artesia Bulldogs will be taking on Mayfield at the exact same time, 1 p.m. on Saturday. That game can be heard on our sister station, 990 AM KSVP in Artesia. You probably can't really pick it up. Although during the day, you kind of can. To have to power down at night here in Roswell. It's also will be on the FM translator in Artesia 93.7. But if you do want to check that out and you're here in Roswell, we will have live streaming video of that game, ksvptv.com in the Artesia Bulldog channel. So that would be probably the best way for folks here to check out the Bulldog game.
Maybe plan a trip to Carlsbad. Then you'll definitely get it.
There you go. You can hear on the radio in Carlsbad. We have, for folks that don't know, we part of our radio family, we have 4 radio stations in our group here. One of them is this one you're listening to, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. In Artesia, we have a station that's pretty much mirrors this. We have a morning, Gene Dow, the big guy. He does the morning show around the same time I do this one. And then it carries talk radio, much like this one on 990 AM. So those 2 stations. But we also have our 92.9 The Brand, which you've heard me talk about many times. We carry Cowboys and things like that on there. And our Spanish station, which is now 106.1 Pantera, formerly known as Fierro. But we carry that one as well, too. So all of that is part of our little family there. So.
Wait, it's not Fierro anymore?
It's Pantera.
I didn't get the memo.
It is. It's Pantera.
I haven't heard this at all, and I work here.
La Pantera. Yeah. I think it means panther or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's also an 80s band.
Yeah, so all I think of is Cowboys from Hell and with Walk. Pantera had a bunch of great hits.
Yes. Well, speaking of Panthers, yes. I've actually saw something on X. It was like worst redesigns. And apparently the Jaguars car logo changed its logo.
Yeah, people on the social media yesterday were not digging.
So that's the old one.
Yeah, that's the people on telling.
And that's the new one.
Yeah, it's almost got that.
it's
got like the like every other letter. Well, I don't even know. The A's are lowercase. The R is lowercase, but the J and the G, and I guess you could argue the U, are uppercase.
See, I want to compare it to something, but I can't think right now.
It kind of looks like, it almost has got a German Uber look to it, like the Uber logo, but it's got a Germany.
Like all the letters are circular.
Yeah,
like they're spherical kind of.
It looks economical. It does not look luxurious.
But
that's what that logo tells me, and that's why it does not fit the Jaguar brand.
Like every other logo, it simplifies it down to nothing, basically.
Yeah, which is stupid if you're a luxury car company, because your whole point is to sell extravagance, and if you're going to dumb down or make your, this is where people in marketing need to pay attention in their class, because that's just dumb marketing.
Apparently it works, because every company on the planet is doing it, and one after the other.
Yeah, I'm not talking
MasterCard,
about
MasterCard, Discord.
I'm not talking it's not bad for every company, but when your company is a company that sells luxury and extravagance, which is what a Jaguar is.
I agree.
You want it to look a little, you want it to stand out. You don't want that thing that looks like something they slapped on the back of a neon.
Yeah,
that looks like the logo that you see on like a subcompact
Kia
$5,000 car. Yeah.
Right.
So to your point, other companies, yeah, that might be a good idea. But when you own a luxury car company and you're known for luxury and elite and high value, maybe don't make your logo look like you bought it at the dollar store.
Well, then you have the opposite end of that spectrum where you got Cracker Barrel. Pour one out for that. I mean, it's still around.
But Cracker Barrel's not trying to get you to buy a Rolls Royce. They're trying to get you to come in for a cheap meal.
Right. It's the opposite spectrum where it's so homely and so like old fashioned, but they're trying to modernize it.
I think homey is the term, not homely. Homely is a slightly different term than homey.
I stand corrected. It's very homely.
Yeah.
No, but it's also a little homely in there. But that's what's charming about it.
Well, it's designed, but Jaguar done messed up. I mean, they're getting a lot of run now because everyone's talking about it, but not. I don't think this is the good kind for them. I mean, yes, more people talking about Jaguar yesterday than they were the day before. But yes, that logo is bad. I got a feeling somebody in marketing is going to have to answer for that one.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you never know. What is?
I got
something going on.
I also saw Jay Leno apparently like fell on a hill.
Okay.
Or something, and he's got this huge black like eye on the side of his face. Not even like just a huge giant bruise on the side of his face, and it's like a hill didn't do that to you, Jay.
Yeah, have you seen it? Yeah, I saw that yesterday. No, I think it did. Did you see the hill?
No.
Yeah, he had no business walking down it. Literally, he was. So, did you hear the story? I watched the story on like Inside Edition, like yesterday. Hold on, let me do the.
Yeah, it's just.
But yeah, so what I was doing. So yeah, I was watching the story, and yeah, he was in Jersey or Pennsylvania or somewhere back east, and I guess he was doing some charity stand-up gigs, and so he's staying at a hotel there, like a Hampton Inn or whatever it was, and I guess they were going to go down to have dinner at the restaurant next door, but instead of taking the path to go around and all of that, he decides to cut down this hill, but this hill is literally this like 60-foot straight drop hill that's filled with rocks and brush and no real path. It's just brambles. And he literally hit a rock and tumbled down this hill. And and plus he's what 70s at this point?
And it shows better when you're older, when you're elderly.
And yeah, he's fragile. He's a little frail. And so he almost blew himself up about 5-10 years ago. Remember that?
I don't.
Yeah, he was doing something with one of his cars and it blew up and he got all kinds of bad burns on his face and that was like 5-6 years ago he did all that.
Oh.
Yeah, Jay Leno's just a accident prone dude. He just I'll give him credit. He did his show that night and the next night. After he went to the hospital and got his wrist patched up and his eye patch put on and his face all fixed,
Right.
He went and did a show that night.
Well, now he's got an eye patch again.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he did this just with this one when he fell down the hill. Like I was watching the story. They said, after he got out of the hospital, he went back to the theater that night, did the show, and he had another show that night or last night too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then he still floors it on a whatever Mustang or he finds.
Yeah. All right, let me give you the rundown here, and I got Casey and I are dancing with our computer right now, so I want to get something going so he can go there and get back to his dancing. We're gonna run our interview we had with Don Well from the Alzheimer's Association. He joined us back on the 13th to talk about this Saturday, which is the Walk to End Alzheimer's here in Roswell on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn here on the 23rd. It was initially supposed to happen a few weeks ago, but it was right around when the flooding went and that kind of so they rescheduled it for now here. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to play our interview we had from the folks from the Roswell Chamber. They joined us yesterday to talk about some upcoming events happening through the Chamber. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we got the folks from the District Attorney's Office from the 5th Judicial District. I'm not sure if who it'll be. I don't know if it'll be Ginny Yeager or Justin Dominguez, or it could be the DA, Diana Luce. But we'll have someone from the DA's office join us here about 9:15. And then, of course, we'll have all of your features that include newses of the local, national, variety, Wall Street business updates, and, of course, whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, let's take a look at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good all the way through the upcoming weekend. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, and that'll hang around for a while. Sunshine today and comfortable temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through, and mid-30s. We'll start warming up a little bit on Friday. We're back in the upper 60s and sunny. Looks like 70s and sunshine for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 34 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 89%. Winds, it says not available, so I guess the wind gauge out at the airport's taking a nap right now. But sunny skies for today. Expect a high of 66 degrees. Winds will be out of the east at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 32, so right at freezing. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, warming up near 70, 68. Under sunny skies on Friday. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, going to be a beautiful day, I think. Sunny skies, a high of 74. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Good football watching weather. Get out to the Wool Bowl on Saturday. Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 38 degrees. Sunny and a high of 77. Upper 70s. Going to feel like 80 on Sunday. And then Sunday night, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 43. And then next week, looks like mid-60s. 65 on Monday, 65 Tuesday, 67 Wednesday of next week. So looks like weather not too bad for the Thanksgiving week. All right, 7:19, we're going to take a 3-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with Don Weld from the Alzheimer's Association. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license? Yes. It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. Yes. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes! Big news, southeastern New Mexico. Southwest Bearing is back and better than ever. Under new ownership, Southwest Bearing is your trusted source for heavy equipment needs, offering custom hydraulic hoses, air hoses, diamond roller chain, bearings, belts, seals, sprockets, tools, fluids, fittings, and more. Our expert team delivers top quality products and exceptional service to keep your machinery running smoothly. Visit us at 809 East McGaffey in Roswell or call 575-623-2300. Southwest Bearing, custom solutions, local service.
Tim Keller once wrote, "It's one thing to be grateful, it's another thing to give thanks. Gratitude is what you feel. Thanksgiving is what you do." The word Thanksgiving has two parts. There's both thanks and giving. As our own community and those communities around us have faced fire and floods this past year, I've truly seen Thanksgiving in action. People have given out of their blessings. Whether it's been time, food, supplies, or money, we've seen so many come together to give to those who have lost so much. We must remember to continue this heart of giving throughout the year, not just in times of crisis. There is always time for gratitude, and there's always an opportunity to give. 1 Thessalonians 5 reads, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ." No matter where we find ourselves, we must remember to thank God for all He's blessed us with, and in turn, share our blessings with those around us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
It's huge. It's colossal. It's Roswell Ford's biggest automotive clearance event of the year at our temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd and Sycamore Streets. Enter the front of the tents off West 2nd Street next to Allsup's for huge savings from now till the end of the month. The all-new Roswell Ford received massive shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles without flood damage. To move them out, we've marked them down, way down. Plus, get $1,500 flood assistance cash in hand when you buy any new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your trade or credit? Don't sweat it. We've instructed our staff to take any trade, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it. So you can upgrade to a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. And our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit with great terms, even if it's less than perfect. Everyone knows when the tents go up, prices come down. At Roswell Ford's temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd Street and Sycamore Streets. Or visit RoswellFord.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, not wearing his American Legion hat, nor his Friends of Bitter Lake hat, but today wearing his Alzheimer's Association hat. Don Welbeck with us. Good morning, Don.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Though if you got questions, he can answer all those. But
I would, yeah. And Veterans Transport.
And Veterans Transport. Yeah, I missed a few hats.
Yeah, they're in there. But that's okay.
But first off, Don, good morning. How are you today?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
Good. Well, for folks like you said, Don's highly involved in many things, but one of his passions is the Alzheimer's Association, and how many years now have you been involved with the, because obviously
I think it's about 7.
Your wife was and the reason why you are because your wife passed from Alzheimer's, and she lost her battle, and that's why this one's a little more special to you here.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And but good news is we were supposed to have the Alzheimer's walk here a few weeks ago.
Right.
But the flooding happened, and the good news is if you missed it, good news is you get to come now and be a part. If you're like, oh man, I missed it.
Yeah.
No, we had to reschedule it, and now it's coming up this weekend.
Yep, it'll be the 23rd.
23rd. I'm sorry, I was a weekend off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, dates are messed up with me. I'm like 20th. Yeah, that's next week. So we're a week ahead of that.
We keep the Chaves County courthouse area very, very busy during this time of year.
Yes.
If it's not Alzheimer's, it's the Veterans Parade.
That's right.
All these different things going on.
Farmers Market before that.
Yeah, Farmers Market. So we had to slip this one in on the 23rd.
Sure.
And we will be out there at the same time, same venue.
Everything else is normal. Just we pushed it up, pushed it back
just a different day,
month or so here, a couple weeks.
Yep. Yeah. So we're trying to hustle and get some things in place, but we're there. We're ready to go.
Which good news is, if you would like to put together teams or help raise money or help organize, you still got a little time here.
You sure do.
This is, and even if you maybe you don't have time, but you can at least come out to the event, show support. If you'd like to make a donation at the event, that all is on the table here. Where there's still time to get involved in the full thing if you want, or if you're just, I'd like to come out and maybe,
just walk.
Yeah, just walk.
Just come out and say hi and walk,
or maybe because it is a bit of a roller coaster of emotion type day because part of the event is to honor those we've lost.
Right.
Part of the event is to support and encourage those still fighting the battle, and ultimately providing love and comfort to those that we grieve, but also at the same time providing strength and raising as much money as possible because I think we're so close to saying we can cure this thing. And it really,
it's just right there.
We got to push it over the goal line, basically.
Yeah, it's just right there. They've got a lot of research going on. A lot of things are looking positive. A lot of new medicines which keep the Alzheimer's at bay for a while longer.
Allowing people that have been diagnosed with a much longer quality of life.
Right. They can live better than they were.
I would imagine, even as when you lost your wife, even between now and then, they probably made
worlds of difference.
Advancements in the medicines that prolong life and things like that. And eventually, we want to see these medicines not only prolong it, but start reversing and once that happens, and guess what, folks? The cure is there.
That's right. We're looking for that white flower.
Mm-hmm.
We the purple flower that I carry is for somebody that I've lost.
That's honoring. It's like a gold star in the military.
There you go. Yeah. And there's a number of other colors. I can't begin to tell you what all the colors mean, but the white one I know. When we want to see that white flower, that's the one who had Alzheimer's and had it reversed.
Our first in remission person for Alzheimer's here. That would, and so we're so close to that, and so that's why literally you coming out here on the 23rd, trying to raise a little money, this really does. Every dollar at this point is getting us that much closer. So.
Means a lot.
And, of course, the event is going to there'll be the walk, but there's also the guard, and there's also a lot of tradition that's part of the Alzheimer's walk here. And all of that will be as part of this deal on the 23rd.
It's quite a ceremony. Pretty much the whole morning from about 9 o'clock on. I think the ceremony is going to be at 10, but from about 9 o'clock on, you'll be coming in, looking at different options, different tables, different people at the event.
Absolutely. And I would offer, if you're someone battling, maybe you yourself, but family members are, and you're looking for resources and support or an ear to bend,
yeah,
you're going to find a whole bunch of people at the that can.
This is where you would want to go, and we'll get you
not only relate to what you're in, but actually help you navigate through.
Yes, yeah, and it's rougher on the caregiver. So that's what
you speak firsthand on this one. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, you do.
Horrible experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a horrible but a memorable experience because it was time that I had to take care of her. So this is important to me in that aspect that we want the caregivers to be there to get information to make their life a little easier. They've got a tremendous task ahead of them to take care of that victim.
From the physical needs to the mental health needs, because that both are equally important here.
They are.
Because let's face it, you're seeing your loved one, in some cases your most loved one, changing drastically before your eyes. And that's a lot to take in.
It's rough.
It's a lot to take in.
The I call them a victim, the victim of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and each one's different, but especially if you see if they get some of the aggravated stuff, where you see literally people that were the nicest people that wouldn't have said a ill word to anybody, just talk like a sailor all of a sudden.
That's right. And not only that, they can become very combative as well, physically.
Well, they'll say things that'll cut like a knife. And, and that's where you, as the caregiver, have to be mentally strong enough to say that's not their feeling. That's the disease.
That's right.
And that's where you have to, and that's not easy to separate.
That's right.
And
it's tough.
Why you need to take care of you as much as you need to take care of your loved one.
Yep.
But this event is to raise money, to support those fighting, and to celebrate those that are having successes. Because that's the thing too, is we're not having a cure, but there's people that have been diagnosed for a long time now that are living still relatively normal lives. And you know why? It's because of events like this. That's why.
That's right.
Because of this research.
My wife, from the time she was diagnosed till the time she passed away, was 9 years. There are people who have lived 20 or more years with the disease.
With quality life.
And quality life.
Not the part you're thinking of.
No.
Where they'll have moments of that, but at the same time, they're pretty with it and leading a relatively normal life. So.
Correct. Yeah, and that's due to the pharmaceuticals that we've developed.
Absolutely.
The medicines that we're giving them now.
Yeah, and so this is why it is so important to kind of make the 23rd. What time is everything kind of, giving us a kind of a time of events kind of thing?
Come out around 9.
Okay.
Start gathering it at 9. We'll have a ceremony around 10. The walk won't really take all that long because it's just kind of a couple of blocks up and around the back, and we're there.
Yeah, we're not doing this for fitness. We're doing it for remembrance.
Just remembrance. And I think that if I remember right, everything is wheelchair accessible.
Okay.
So even during the walk, you'll be able to, if you have somebody in a wheelchair, if you're pushing them, or if they have a mobile wheelchair, they can still make the trail.
Yeah, because I know downtown they made everything pretty much ADA.
Pretty much,
that.
yeah.
And, I guess if you're really bored, the courthouse has the most amazing switchback trail for the handicap ramp to get into that
back.
building.
That's right. Oh,
if you want to hike Everest, go
that's
right.
Thing. you can do a 2-mile walk.
You get a workout on that thing. It's a switchback trail for that ramp.
I found that to be so fun. And right on the front door, it says, "This is not an entrance."
Then you turn around. Yeah, I feel like that's like a Far Side comic in the newspaper.
There you go.
I feel like that's what that is in real life. But anyway, I joke. But you're right. There's plenty of access, for even ADA compliance, and So if you got wheelchair access, that is not a hindrance to us for you to participate.
That's right.
So please feel free to come on out.
And the jokes are important too. We've got to laugh. This is such a horrendous disease that you need that time to laugh.
Well, laughter is the best medicine sometimes.
Yes, it
is. And sometimes even in the darkest moments of things going on, you break the tension of that, and it just
there you go.
It's kind of
there you go. It's important.
And to be honest, especially, and I imagine when you're battling Alzheimer's, I've had these kinds of things with other family members, like cancer or something like that, and you have those moments in life where it's coming to the end, and you have like those moments of levity. But I would even argue when 24/7 you're dealing with Alzheimer's stuff, and those moments of levity are just that much more needed. If that
they
makes
are,
sense.
They're very much so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and even if the jokes are a little morbid, that's okay. It's how your body's coping and processing.
You gotta cope.
And this is a thing, and this is what binds us all as humans.
Right.
We're all going to be born, and we're all going to die at some point. Or how that happens. There's a lot of variables there, but that's something we're all going to have to deal with at some point here.
The human body was not made to last forever.
Yeah.
It has an expiration date.
So you got to do things to make your mind right about things like that. And sometimes humor does that.
That's right.
So please don't feel a certain type of way, because I understand. And I'm one of those, and Sean and I both always say, we're that guy that when it's the absolute darkest, we're like, I want to crack a little jokey joke just to break the tension a little bit.
Get it done. Like that guy used to say, get her done.
Yeah. It's like, I just want to break that tension a little bit but really when it comes to this kind of disease, those moments are healing moments, and those are moments to give people strength to continue on.
That's right. Yeah.
So
we all need that.
So that's what really the 23rd is about, is to, come for the mental health, to help fight your own battles and help you get strength for that. Come support those that are fighting. Come help raise money. I mean, that's the big thing here too, but we'd love to come wear your purple, wear as much purple, come show that's another thing too. We'd like to see people that are driving up and down Main Street on Saturday the 23rd, and they'll be like on the court. What's going on in the courthouse? Because they see hundreds of people in purple out there.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
It's a purple day.
Yeah, exactly.
Purple day.
So that's what we're hoping here, and I guess you could probably get some purple while you're there. If you don't, you can probably procure a T-shirt or two.
There you go.
You buy
there
one
will
donate.
be T-shirts available,
and I'm sure you can make a donation for those to get that done. And again, raise as much money here. Even if you don't have a team and you just want to come out and say, "Here's $100" or whatever, they'd love to have you do that. But come out and support. Come out and certainly if you have questions or if you are dealing with Alzheimer's, please come out. If you can, and let us help you navigate your battle here and help you fight like all these other. You'll find that you're not alone, and there are people that know exactly how you. Because I imagine that's a big thing, like for yourself. Like when you were going through this with your wife, I imagine there was moments where you felt isolated, alone. And,
I did,
and
very much so.
And that's where the Alzheimer's Association shines, because that's where they say, you know what, you're not alone. We're pretty good at this. We've been dealing. We know long before you were dealing with this. We've had people that have been dealing with this. Let us help you navigate through this, so we can make this as a. Hopefully, we can fight them long enough. They get it diagnosed early, and someone diagnosed today. I feel confident we can cure those folks. You know what I mean?
We might be able to.
Like
That's
if
right.
you get a diagnosis today, I feel optimistic that I could. Tell you we could buy you enough time to cure this thing.
Yep.
And that's what
That's what it's all about.
So this is what the 23rd is all about. So
and this walk is as much for the caregivers as it is for the patient.
Mm-hmm.
We have all kinds of information. When I was taking care of my wife for those 9 years, I didn't know or understand about the Alzheimer's Association and the kinds of things that they could do. I did that pretty much on my own, good or bad.
So you're kind of like, I wish I learned this a little bit earlier. My own struggle here.
Yeah, it would have really helped. And today we can give the caregiver as much help as we can the patient, if not more, because that caregiver has to have that information and that ability. We can give you days off.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and that's something that, and this is where you guys really probably have to remind the caregivers is And it's just human nature. Caregivers will sacrifice their own needs to take care of their loved one.
That's right.
And that's the biggest thing that you guys have to remind folks is no. You need to take care of you, because if you aren't mentally and physically able, you're not going to be any help to your loved one.
That's right.
That's why it is so important that you don't neglect your own needs. And that's the Alzheimer's Association is very good at reminding you that and giving you resources.
It's vital that you take care of that caregiver takes care of themselves so that you can do your best for your patient.
This is just like on the airline talk where they say when the mask drop, put yours on before you put your kids on. That way, it's the same kind of deal here.
Take care of yourself first, and then
to make sure
then you can take the best care.
Fully capable of taking care of whatever needs, because there is no such thing as an easy road when someone's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Nope.
You're about to be hammered with a rough road ahead. There is
That's
no
right.
two ways to polish that or spin it in any other way. So what you got to do is do everything you can to give yourself everything possible to fight the battles that are coming ahead. The ones that hopefully give you, and these battles are real battles now. Like I feel like
That's
these
right.
battles are battles to win the war. Like we're not just buying time anymore.
Nope.
We're buying time to get to the cure. And I really feel like people that are getting diagnosed now could be our first white flower. Like I feel like these are our first white flower.
I really hope so. Yeah,
So-
we're looking for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, here November 23rd, here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, about 9-ish.
Yeah, start arriving around 9. Sign in, get things set up. If you haven't made a donation, you make a donation there if you want. If you make a large enough donation, they'll give you a shirt. and when you sign in and all that, you'll get your flower for the type of activity that you need to.
Okay.
To let
Is there
people
one
know.
for just supporter kind of thing?
Yes,
Very
there's
good.
there's a support. There's one who has a person who has passed away from Alzheimer's. There's one. There's a support. You've got a person that you're taking care of.
Gotcha. Well, I just didn't know if like me directly, I don't have anybody directly that was dementia, but if I came out there, I'd want to support it.
There is a flower for that person who doesn't have anybody that they're
Gotcha.
taking care of, but want to help and support the Alzheimer's.
Perfect. That's what I kind of figured about it. Was like, so you kind of know. But come see it. Come be a part of it. Come experience it, because that's the thing too. Is yes, we're talking about money and the raising, but it really is a community gathering of all people experiencing some kind of thing with Alzheimer's, whether it's you yourself actually fighting the disease, or being a caregiver for a loved one fighting that disease, or just a family member that's impacted by the disease.
Right.
It's for all of folks to come together and let's network, let's share, let's console, let's support each other. And oh, by the way, we'll have a little fun too. We'll walk, and like I said, it's
talk and walk and get around. I don't guarantee this, but I think there's going to be some hot dogs out there.
Okay.
Who was going to do that? Oh, it's been so long now since we were setting all this up. I don't remember who it is that's going to do the hot dogs for us. But
yeah, and quite frankly, there's been big priorities in between now and then. So
kind of kept busy.
Burner. Yeah. So, but we would love to see folks come out again, November 23rd, here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn downtown, beginning about 9. If you go, if you type in Alzheimer's Association, Roswell,
alz.org/Roswell.
That's
Roswell Walk.
And that'll take you to a direct link on
for Roswell.
Google. You could probably Google Alzheimer's Association Roswell, and you'll find something similar if you don't know the exact address there. They're also on Facebook as well. If you have any questions, look for Alzheimer's Association Roswell. Type in the search, and you'll find the page. If you have any questions, you can shoot a message to there, and one of the volunteers will get you information.
And if you want to look for a specific team, all the teams have their own website associated with the ALZ.
Okay, so if you want to pick a team and support them, like if you have some friends that got a team and you want to chip into their deals, you'll find that there.
Find their team name on there. And I'm going to put my own plug in here.
Absolutely. He's got a team.
My team is Photo Finish.
Nice.
One word, Photo Finish. That's all you have to put in. Once you get to the Roswell, the team name, just put in Photo Finish. It'll take you to my particular website.
So if you don't have a friend favorite, give it to Photo Finish.
There you go.
But if you do have a friend or family, it's only I don't want you to get in a fight at your Christmas party.
No. No. There you go. There you go.
But if you don't have a team, support Don's team. Photo
There
Finish
you go.
there. But either way, it's the people that win are the Alzheimer's. That's what we're trying to do. So find your team and pick it. I really don't care. But if you get involved and contribute, that's what's important.
You can go right to alz.org and make your donations there if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way, too, if you are looking for resources, maybe you are recently diagnosed, or maybe you're in the middle of going through that diagnosis right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of questions you have.
Yep.
Please reach out to our Alzheimer's Association. They're full of resources, information. They can help you navigate. They can help you tell you what's next. Like obviously you're going to be parking and working with your doctors and stuff, but the other stuff, that's the stuff for the Alzheimer's Association can really help you prepare and get you ready for
another reason for coming to the walk, because we'll have lots of different entities there who help out with the Alzheimer's. They have their information, and they can give you more information.
So you get like a one-stop shop. Come in and do
come
the
in,
round
get all
around.
the information you need.
Next thing you know, you got some other kind of ancillary services, things, whether there's rehab involved or anything, or if
right.
there's, financial support in any way, shape, or form. You'll find all those resources that are be available.
Days off type of thing, because for the caregivers, they can work out where the caregiver can take a day off and have somebody come in and take care of your Alzheimer's patient.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's lots of resources, and they can tap in, whether it's through government-funded entities or private-funded. There are lots of resources to help you navigate. Like you said, so if you need some downtime, you need to go out and get your hair cut, or go maybe see a movie.
Do a little shopping.
Or go see a movie or something.
For a lot of them, go to the beauty parlor.
Yeah, go get your nails
spend a
done.
day and
go have dinner or something.
Yeah.
Just take care of you for a little bit while someone takes care. Or I imagine even maybe it's resources while you're home taking care. They can go run errands. They can go grocery shopping or pick up meds or whatever's needed. There's a lot of different variations on that type of stuff.
And a lot of that is free.
Yes.
Yeah. So
absolutely,
don't worry about the cost of it. They'll figure out how to pay for it.
This
without coming out of your pocket.
This is what they do all day, every day.
That's right.
They turn over rocks. That they find things.
Yep.
So let them turn over rocks for you. And find them. So, but again, come on out and join us on November 23rd, 9 a.m. on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. Bring your purple, or come and buy some purple.
There you go.
Either way, it's all good. We'd love to have you come and support, but we would love to see where you don't see the green grass, all you see is a sea of purple.
There you go. We're going to cover that lawn with purple.
Yeah. While I got you here, any other updates? How was Cranes and Cocoa this past weekend?
That turned out
for Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
Really, really good. I want to thank the public for that, because apparently that was a good weekend, and I think we're going to continue to have it a little. We used to have it on Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
That Saturday.
And that just seemed a little too hectic at that time.
Too much.
People have too much going on.
We have an auditorium that can hold X number of people, 70 some odd people in the auditorium.
Marshall, he'll tell you.
Yeah, that's about right. I'll have to talk to Mac.
Yeah, Matt.
Anyway, we filled it. We had people that were still outside.
Awesome.
Waiting.
Standing room only for Cranes and Cocoa. So it was a record attendance of that.
It was very good. Good cocoa. Everybody seemed to enjoy. We have cocoa, and we have hot cinnamon cider.
Ooh.
Cinnamon.
Nice.
Spice cider. That's what she called it. Spice cider.
Or
and cookies.
Warsaw. That's another term that's kind of similar in that vein. I think they use pantyhose for that one. It's like apple and cinnamon. Or something.
Yeah.
Warsaw.
They drain it.
Yeah, it's like a cider. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But I think the recipe calls to strain it through pantyhose. But
one of our members put that together. So,
nice. That's a holiday tradition.
Cookies we got all gone.
Nice.
Drank all the cocoa, drank all the cider.
I'm glad everyone came out and got to partake and see nature and see. And I'm hoping that inspired a few families to come out for some more of
and
it.
see some more of that place is open 24/7.
And it's a different experience every season. You come in the spring, and then you go in the summer, it's going to look different.
I said that wrong. It's not 24/7. Daylight or sunrise to sunset.
Yes.
7 days a week.
Yes. Yeah. That's with the lights on, they're on.
Yeah.
They're open.
That's right.
But yeah, come out to Bitter Lake, and just because there's no event this weekend, you know what? You got a little downtime. Come out there and
just
walk
relax.
some of the trails.
Yeah.
And obviously, and please buy stuff in the gift shop, because all that's run by the Friends of Bitter Lake.
Yep.
And every T-shirt, every book, everything you buy out of that gift shop goes back into the Bitter Lake Refuge and all the projects and conservation efforts that are going on.
That's how we
there.
help out the refuge.
Like if you happen to see the bird blind that was out there, or if you got to walk on some of the trails while you're out at Bitter Lake, all of that happens because of money raised from that gift shop and then what the Friends of Bitter Lake do. So so please continue. And by the way, we are in the holiday shopping season. I always remind you, if you got they got some great Christmas gifts in that. If you got books or toys, even for the kids, great toys that are
educational type toys.
Yeah.
But they are fun.
Yeah,
They're fun
exactly. Yeah, things that your kids would like. But even like if you've got your nature lovers and books on birds and wildlife, and we got you covered on all that stuff out there. So.
They do need need to know that the Oxbow Trail, which is the one that's farthest south on the loop.
Okay.
We've had to close that. The flooding just kind of wiped it out.
To be honest,
so
if that's all you had to worry about, that's not bad compared to
we're in pretty good shape.
To be honest,
everything else is pretty much open.
Good. So one trail is going to be out of commission for a while.
Right.
Now imagine volunteers are probably going to have to go there and rebuild it and
Yeah, and we're getting some funding from National on that.
Oh, great.
So
Excellent. So
they set aside some funds just to rebuild that.
Just from the National Park or whoever.
Yeah, it's the National Wildlife Refuge group that takes care of that.
Yeah, I know. When you get to national parks, it gets a little muddy on who's in charge and things like that.
Well, we actually report to it is national parks.
Because they do cover a lot of the ecological stuff. Like I know, just gee whiz, more than a couple years ago now. I think it was a while back, but I went to North Carolina, down to Outer Banks and all that area, and if you've ever been on it, that's basically off the coast of North Carolina. It's a big, long island. And it's a long. That's where your nags hit. Some of your beaches that's right there in the Outer Banks. But some of those beaches are for mostly public stuff.
Right.
But you get some of those other beaches, and the public can go there, but it's not for beach stuff. It's more like Bitter Lake. It's more, and it's all run by the Park Service.
Yeah, it's controlled for the wildlife rather than the humans.
So you can't go out there and put your blankets down or nothing.
No,
but you can walk around and observe wildlife.
Right, and that's the whole point. And that's the whole point of the National Wildlife System is to protect our wildlife that we have.
Yeah, absolutely,
and give them that opportunity. Flying J, right here in Bitter Lake.
Absolutely, it is. It's a pilot Flying J. And this is migratory season. In case you haven't noticed, out your windows and things in the evening, you probably see, if you got trees in your yard, there's probably a lot of birds hanging around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got all the crackles came up. They're in here.
Well, when I left work yesterday, and it was about 4:30 or so, we were walking down the alley here, and because we usually park down in here, and I think the grackles all stopped here and hung out on the
power lines.
On the power lines, it was very Alfred Hitchcock-like.
Yep.
Like, why are all these 500 grackles?
And they're usually set. They face east.
Yeah.
They're looking for the sunrise.
And now that you say that,
that's
they were. Yeah, they were all looking that way. You're right. As soon as you say that,
almost all the birds, especially the larger birds. I see sparrows and such do that too. But the larger birds, the crackles, the crows, etc. They will do that in the morning. They'll sit and they'll watch for the sunrise, and then they'll go do their business.
Nice. Well, I imagine they were looking west this time. Now I think about it, because this was 4 in the afternoon.
So. Oh, okay. In the afternoon, they're watching the sunset.
Yeah. So I think they were. Yeah, but.
And then they go into their nighttime.
Well, I think I made a joke when I did it. I said, "Are these guys that couldn't get in over at Bitter Lake? Are they going to hang out? Like there's no vacancy over there, so they're hanging out here in the alley."
Might be. They might be. They might be nesting out here at Sycamore.
Oh, okay.
The bird
Oh, the sanctuary. Yeah, okay. I didn't think about that. Yeah. But I just made that dolphin in my head. I made the jokes like, I guess they couldn't get in over at Bitterly.
There you go.
Very good. But come join us here on November 23rd for the Alzheimer's walked-in Alzheimer's event here, beginning at 9 a.m. on the courthouse lawn. And come support it. And like I said, we keep doing this. I'd like to say, certainly before I leave Earth, I'd love to see.
I'd love to see that white
flower.
Let's keep working on it and getting it going.
Yep, that'd be a game changer. I'd love to be talking about Alzheimer's like we talk about polio.
There you go.
That would be a nice thing.
There you go.
Well, thank you, sir. As always, appreciate it. And anything else we need, let us know. We'll make whatever happen now.
Well, I'm sure I'll be back here before Christmas. So.
Feel pretty confident about it too. So. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Mike. You have a good day.
You do
now
the same.
Your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin with traffic alert for you in Artesia. Rojo Concrete Construction will begin working on a sewer tap connection on Thursday, today. The work could last up to a week and could affect traffic at times in the 2900 block of West Grand Avenue between 28th and 33rd Streets. The Artesia Bulldogs are gearing up for the basketball season opener December 5th at 10 a.m. against Kirtland Central. The game is part of the City of Champions Classic at the Bulldog Pit. Other schools participating in the tournament are Carlsbad, Alamogordo, Hobbs, Rio Rancho, Las Lunas, and Deming. Last year, the Bulldogs ended their season undefeated in league play, 18-9 overall. And Eddy County Commissioners have approved spending an additional $478,000 to buy a new ladder fire truck. The truck will provide increased fire protection around the Loving and Otis communities. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Ever wonder why you're told not to smile in your passport photo? I'm Kim Commando with the answer for NordPass. Get 58% off right now on this easy-to-use password manager at nordpass.com/Kim. First, did you know that you can renew your passport online? If it was issued between 2009 and 2015, you're over 25, and there's nothing to update, you're good to go. Just head to travel.state.gov. Create an account, fill out the form, upload your photo, and of course, pay the fee. It takes 6 to 8 weeks, and you can track the whole process online. Again, travel.state.gov for all the details. Now, you're not officially banned from smiling in your passport photo, but the State Department insists on a neutral face with your eyes open and your mouth closed. Why? Airports and border checkpoints now rely on facial recognition tech to match your photo to you. While humans can recognize smiles, machines need a clear, neutral expression to work properly. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com. Are you sick and tired of passwords just driving you crazy? Every account you have really needs a different one. Uppercase letters, lowercase letters, symbols, and it has to be 12 or more characters. Enough already. NordPass is here to end the madness for good. You're gonna love this. You can forget juggling dozens or even hundreds of passwords. You only need to remember one password. That's it. NordPass remembers and autofills all your passwords, credit card, and personal information details so that you can focus only on what matters most. I love all the extra features, such as the data breach scanner that lets you know if your credentials were exposed in a data leak. Your passwords will be stored securely because NordPass uses the strongest military-grade encryption, making it impossible for hackers to crack your credentials. Go to nordpass.com/Kim for 58% off today. That's nordpass.com/Kim, nordpass.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good all the way through the upcoming weekend. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, and that'll hang around for a while. Sunshine today and comfortable temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through, and mid-30s. We'll start warming up a little bit on Friday. We're back in the upper 60s and sunny. Looks like 70s and sunshine for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. How about congratulations to some ladies that were selected to the All-Star Volleyball teams. We mentioned the All-Star Soccer teams yesterday. Volleyball will happen this Saturday in Albuquerque. The games will be at St. Pius High School. And congratulations to 3 Roswell High selectees, Jalen Benitez at defensive specialist and Elena Terran as a setter. Both of those will be on the green team. They'll be opposite the net from one of their own teammates, Addison De La Cerda, an outside hitter from the Coyotes. She's been picked for the red team. From Goddard, Naomi Smith was picked at outside hitter for the Class 4A game. And from Gateway Christian, Alyssa Fox at outside hitter and Kimber Baylock at middle blocker were both picked, and they'll both be playing on the red squad. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flautas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance-matched attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% APR for up to 84 months. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal Opportunity Employer.
News this hour.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Netanyahu's office says an arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court is anti-Semitic. The ICC accuses Netanyahu, his former defense minister, and some Hamas officials of war crimes stemming from the war in Gaza. The U.S. has opened a new ballistic missile defense base in northern Poland. It's triggering a sharp response from the Russian Foreign Ministry, which says the facility raises the overall nuclear threat. This comes at a time when the Biden administration prepares to send another $275 million in military aid to Ukraine, and at a time when the Russians press their ground offensive in Ukraine.
Russia's amassing thousands and thousands of troops in the Kursk region, and most of them are now moving by foot. In addition, they've also shifted forces they've received from North Korea, up to 12,000 already, into the same region to start to push back Ukrainian forces. So now the idea is to move as individuals on foot and have harder targets.
Correspondent Tara Kopp. Former Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker, President-elect Trump's choice for ambassador to NATO.
Trump said in a statement, Whitaker was a strong warrior and loyal patriot who will ensure the United States' interests are advanced and defended and strengthen relationships with our NATO allies and stand firm in the face of threats to peace and stability. The president-elect has expressed skepticism about NATO, the bedrock Western alliance, for years.
Correspondent Bernie Bennett. Life in prison, no chance of parole. The sentence imposed on Venezuelan national Jose Ibarra for the murder of 22-year-old Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. More than 325,000 utility customers without power in Washington state as the Pacific Northwest is pummeled by a powerful storm. At least 2 deaths are attributed to the storm. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 55 points, while the Nasdaq is down 110. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The Gaza war grinds on.
The Israeli military has recently intensified its offensive in northern Gaza, saying it's stopping Hamas from regrouping. Medics say they're struggling to treat the injured, with aid agencies saying they can't get essential supplies into the area. Meanwhile, the U.S. mediator Amos Hochstein has arrived in Israel from Beirut. He said that he sees a real opportunity to end the conflict in Lebanon after the Lebanese government and Hezbollah largely agreed to a U.S. ceasefire proposal.
The BBC's Yolande Nell. 11 people arrested in Serbia in connection with a roof collapse early this month at a train station. It killed 15 people, severely injured 2 others. Prosecutors say the suspects face charges of committing criminal acts against public security, causing public danger, and shoddy construction work. The arrests follow a wave of protests that erupted over the November 1st tragedy. News and analysis, townhall.com. The feds have arrested a Florida man in connection with a plot to bomb the New York Stock Exchange this week.
The FBI says 30-year-old Hareen Abdul Malik Yanir has been charged with an attempt to use an explosive device to damage or destroy a building used in interstate commerce. The FBI began investigating Yanir in February based on a tip that he was storing bomb-making schematics in a storage unit. Agents found bomb-making sketches, electronic circuit boards, and more. Yanir also told undercover agents he wanted to detonate the bomb the week prior to Thanksgiving. Jason Walker reporting.
2 cable networks with NBC in their names, MSNBC and CNBC, will no longer have any corporate connection to NBC News once a spin-off formally takes effect in about a year. Comcast transferring several of its cable businesses into a separate entity. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Roy. Sean's out of pocket this morning, so he'll be back tomorrow. So, happy Thursday, everybody.
Oh, the whole morning?
Yeah, he'll be probably out for a little bit. He'll be back later. But yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. I did get a chance yesterday to attend the Chaves County Federated Republican Women's Luncheon yesterday. For November, they do their monthly meetings to honor our veterans. You know, Veterans Day falls in November, so they always use the November meeting to honor veterans, and they put on an amazing shindig once again yesterday. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it at their normal place at the convention center because of the flooding, but the folks at Assumption Church were kind enough to provide an amazing facility yesterday for the thing, and we had a great meal, great guest speaker. It was just a great event. Peppers did an amazing job with had hot roast and mashed taters and mixed veggies and salad and rolls. They had great desserts, cupcakes. Yeah, that was good. And they presented every veteran there with a coin or certificate. It was really nice. It was. I'm glad had a good turnout of veterans that come out. The room was full, and it was just a great event. And thanking everyone for coming out. Thank you to the Federated Republican Women for hosting the veterans and bringing everybody in, and it was just a pleasant event on Wednesday here. So I thank you to everyone that put it on, and thank you to everyone that came out. It was a really nice event. So it was just wonderful. Nothing bad. It was all good.
Was it a belated Veterans Day?
No, they always no. Well, yeah, it's belated technically. I mean, because Veterans Day was here a couple Mondays ago, but because they always have their meeting on the third Wednesday of the month, and so on November they always do the third Wednesday of the month as their Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. So,
okay.
So it is. So yes, it's belated, but it falls in the month, and that's just when they have their meetings. If it just so happens that the 11th, and I don't think that would ever work out. So that you'd have to do some weird math there, but just that it'll always be near it. We'll put it that way. So, but anyway, yeah, it was a great event, and they did a bang up job, and the ladies over there and that put that together just did great work, and as they always do. But it was awesome. So, and good. It was. I wish I had. Because unfortunately I got in line and everything, but because I got to eat, but then it was about time to start eating again or start talking and everything, and I was like, I can't eat now, and and plus I was wearing my American Legion hat, and when you're wearing your American Legion hat, you have to take it off when you eat, but when you're not eating, you put it back on. It's a custom thing, and so I was like, I put it on because I had to go do something. I'd sit down, take it off, and take 2 bites, and I'm like, I gotta put it back on. So finally I gave up.
It's like a COVID mask. You gotta take it off, and
it's custom. It's a custom amongst American Legion. When you sit down to eat, you take your hat off, but the hat stays on for other stuff.
You take it off between bites.
Right? No, you just put it down when you have a meal, but. And like if you're standing up, like say eating a hot dog, you're supposed to take it off and tuck it into your belt or belt loop or whatever on your side of your pants, and then consume your meal. It's okay for drinking.
Are you supposed to?
You're supposed to.
Okay.
As custom would dictate, and generally speaking, you could probably get away with it at non-Legion functions.
Yeah.
Unless there's just a bunch of Legionnaires hanging out, but generally speaking. If you get caught eating with your hat on, it's a $5 fee that generally goes to the post, that goes to charity and all that stuff. But that's generally what we do on that. So you get caught enough times, and then it just starts becoming second nature that you're like, you're like, all right, burrito, hat, hold on.
Okay.
But fortunately, it only applies to food. So if you're holding a soda or water or drinking a beverage, you're fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to eating, you have to remove the hat.
Okay, beans, drink, hat. Yep.
But this is really no different than military, because military is full of the same kind of, because there's all kinds of hat. You don't wear a hat indoors in the military unless you're packing. Unless you're armed, you do not. You wear now. That's because that's a symbol. Like if you see a military guy in a building,
See, I didn't know that,
and he's wearing a military hat on inside the building, he's got a gun on.
Okay, see, a lot of people probably don't know that.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why they probably don't know
that. And then the only time you will see them not wear a hat, and then sometimes that's iffy too, is on the flight line. because no hats are allowed on the flight line. That is a safety thing. You remove your hat when you get on the flight.
There's probably so many codes and and signs that they signal to each other.
Well, and some of it's for safety, some of it's custom and tradition. Like for instance, my job in the Air Force, because I worked as a bomb loader on the flight line, I couldn't wear jewelry to work. I mean, I could wear it to the office, but as soon as I go on the flight line, I got to take it off. You can't wear a ring. You can't wear a wedding ring. Your wedding ring comes off when you're in the military working on the flight line. It's not no, it comes off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're not legally married and...
No, you're legally married, but you can't wear the ring while you're on the flight line working on the flight line.
Oh, okay.
Because it's health, it's a safety. And this is why, particularly mechanics. I mean, like this is what happens they show you this stuff in when I was in tech school, when they're training you to your job, when they were teaching me to load bombs, you know, in tech school. You know how like in driver's ed, they showed you those driver's ed videos about to discourage you from drunk driving. It's like blood flows right on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's one about prom, and those might be before your time. But anyway, they did the same kind of stuff in the Air Force and in the Air Force training and all that. So, like, they would talk about, you know, FOD, foreign object damage, and things that can damage equipment or damage yourself. And so
those are silly. Those are funny.
But it's legit fears out there. And so, like, to prove the point about not wearing your ring, they had showed an incident of a mechanic that was doing something. I don't remember exactly what they were doing, but what ended up happening is he scraped it on something or his hand, and what happened was the ring basically turned his finger into an umbrella and just pushed all his skin and everything out like an umbrella. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. But but that's because it's and you can't wear watches. It's also because you're doing a lot of electrical. That's metal. You touch something that you ain't supposed to be touching, and next thing you know, you're a crispy critter. So there's lots of reasons that they don't have.
So if you're like a military engineer or
anything mechanical in the military, I came from flight line, but I'm sure it's probably the same in the motor pool. It's probably the same in the air conditioning shop. It's probably the same in all those, any mechanical field probably in the United States military, I'm going to guess. But they do. But some of that's I know it all got from me wearing a hat and food. But it's just like to this day, I still have a thing where I don't carry. I try to avoid carrying things in my right hand.
Yeah.
Because when you're outside on a military
even though you're
base,
left-handed.
Well, yeah. But I deliberately, like you see me leave the office and I'm carrying my iPad or whatever else I'm leaving the office. It's always in my left hand.
Yeah.
And it's because of absent-mindedness, because when you're in the military and you're walking around the base, you generally have to keep your left hand free in case you have to salute.
Okay.
Anytime you see a higher-ranking officer,
you have to salute with your right hand.
And you salute with your right hand. And so, and they always train you. And this was back, now kids wear backpacks on two shoulders and things, but they always say if you had books, things, it's always over your left shoulder to keep your right hand free for saluting. And,
See, I know people are against inclusivity these days, but that seems like something that should be more inclusive towards the military. Is, you know, they're left-handed people in this world.
Well, they always salute. That's just the salute. It's with your right hand. It isn't. It has nothing to do with left-handedness or right-handed. It's just the fact that I walk around generally with the stuff in this hand because I'm too because the military has trained me to do that. It is 8:15. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good all the way through the upcoming weekend. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, and that'll hang around for a while. Sunshine today and comfortable temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through, and mid-30s. We'll start warming up a little bit on Friday. We're back in the upper 60s and sunny. Looks like 70s and sunshine for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 42 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 71%. Winds currently actually they're calm at the moment. Sunny today and a high of 66 expected. So mid-60s today. So warming up a bit from yesterday. Calm winds out of the east at around 5 miles per hour. Skies will be clear tonight. Expect an overnight low right at 32, right at freezing. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, warming up into the upper 60s. Not quite 70, but could taste it from there. Sunny and 68 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Clear Friday night with an overnight low of 37 degrees. Saturday, we're warming up into the mid-70s. Sunny skies, a high of 74 with east winds at around 5 miles per hour. So if you're going to go head out to the Wool Bowl or Roswell's big playoff matchup, should be beautiful weather for that out there, which, by the way, you can hear right here on the radio, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and live streaming videos to tell your out-of-town friends and family they can watch it as well, ksvptv.com. But if you're in town on Saturday, let's pack the Wool Bowl up there and show the Coyotes some love. But anyway, weather should be good for Saturday. Mostly clear Saturday night, overnight low of 38 degrees, and then upper 70s on Sunday, sunny and 77 for a high. And then when you head back to work and school on Monday, partly cloudy, expect highs in the mid-60s. And looks like mid-60s. Actually, no school on Monday because Thanksgiving week next week. So work for those that do have it. I'll be there with you. We'll be mid-60s Tuesday and then upper 60s Wednesday. I've not seen the actual Thanksgiving Day forecast yet. I'll get that tomorrow probably. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock before we take our break here. Like I said, with Thanksgiving next week, of course, Christmas right on the heels of that, it is the holiday season, which means families coming to visit, lots of food, lots of people going in and out of the house. And usually that's the time when you find out your refrigerator isn't up to snuff, or you know what, there's not enough space in the refrigerator to handle all of the holidays here. Well, if that is the case, good news, good news, good news. Roswell Appliance Outlet, the area price leader for new appliances. Right now, they're having a store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale that is happening now through Black Friday. And the great news is all of their in-stock refrigerators, every single one in stock right now, are marked down at least 50% off the MSRP. That means every single refrigerator in stock right now at Roswell Appliance Outlet is at least 50% cheaper or more than the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Plus, they've got all these refrigerators all come with warranties, and they're all name brands that you know and trust. Plus, they've got great financing options. Delivery options are available, too. So hurry in while selection's at its best. These refrigerators are priced to move, so the earlier you get there, the better the selection. Hurry in, save 50% or more right now during their store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale happening at Roswell Appliance Outlet. Again, now through Black Friday at 600 South Main right here in Roswell. All right, it is 6:19. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Andrea Moore and Gary Thrine from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. They joined us yesterday talking about some of a couple lunch and learns, some business after hours, quite a few events coming up here during the holiday season. So, and I think even a Black Friday Red Coat event, too, that was kind of in the works yesterday. So, but talk all about that. That's coming up on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Roswell Tire and Appliance has a great selection of brand new refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers, all with special Black Friday and Christmas pricing. With Roswell Tire and Appliance, you can have it in your home for the holidays. Save even more on their selection of scratch and dent appliances. Plus, find a huge selection of tires and the people that can help you get it done. Roswell Tire and Appliance can repair your appliances as well. They pride themselves in service long after the sale with repair warranty, and they deliver to all of Roswell and the surrounding area. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Registration for the spring semester is on now at ENMU Roswell. A great career in healthcare, arts and sciences, or technical trades is waiting for you. Now's the time to skill up and get certified. Register today for spring 2025 classes and talk with an advisor. Log on to roswell.enmu.edu. ENMU Roswell, success starts here.
Success starts here. ENMU Roswell.
A dining set is the staple of family gatherings. It's where you spend holidays, where you help your kids with their homework. It's an entertainment setting for game nights or new recipes. Your dining room is a centerpiece of style and design. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Here at Glenn's, we bring quality to the modern dining room. Our selection is extensive with clean lines and subtle curves, from traditional to contemporary with wood or stone tops. Stylize your dining room at Glenn's on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes! Tim Keller once wrote, "It's one thing to be grateful, it's another thing to give thanks. Gratitude is what you feel. Thanksgiving is what you do." The word Thanksgiving has two parts. There's both thanks and giving. As our own community and those communities around us have faced fire and floods this past year, I've truly seen Thanksgiving in action. People have given out of their blessings. Whether it's been time, food, supplies, or money, we've seen so many come together to give to those who have lost so much. We must remember to continue this heart of giving throughout the year, not just in times of crisis. There is always time for gratitude, and there's always an opportunity to give. 1 Thessalonians 5 reads, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ." No matter where we find ourselves, we must remember to thank God for all He's blessed us with, and in turn, share our blessings with those around us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, of course, Andrew Moore and Gary Thrine back with us. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Greetings and salutations.
How's everybody ready for next week?
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving and all that good stuff?
Heck yeah. I love Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I do too.
It is its own holiday, and Christmas does not start until the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, yes, it's a holiday devoted to giving thanks, obviously. But really, the traditions, I mean, the whole point of the day is how much food can you possibly put in your belly?
Yes.
And yes, you're hanging out with family, I get all that. But at the end of the day, it's literally a devotion to eating.
Yes.
Right?
It is. How long can you not eat before you stuff yourself into a coma?
And I love those kind of holidays.
Me too.
And since school is closed, I get the honor of grandpa duty all week next week, and so I get to spend some quality time with the grandkids.
Oh, nice. So they're going to be hanging out with granddad for the week.
That's right.
Well,
that's
cool.
right.
Well, that'll be good. So that's excellent. And that's the fun part. But I ain't going to lie. You know, I mean, I can't wait to eat. I can't wait to be like the 1 p.m. coma after about the round 1, and then round 2 coma about 5 o'clock.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And then you take the leftovers back to wherever you're at or at home, and then you wake up at like midnight and you make another turkey sandwich.
Yeah, somewhere between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock there's pie.
Yes.
Usually around 3 o'clock there's pie.
Copious amounts of pie.
Yes.
Can't we start with pie?
We could. I mean, it's your Thanksgiving.
You're an adult. You can do whatever you want.
Absolutely. But usually that's the tradition. It just seems to gravitate that because we do noon we do the lunch thing. So we're by about 1 o'clock we're all like, and then about 3 o'clock. Anybody want some pie? Yeah, I think I want some pie.
Heck yeah, I want some pie.
About 5:36, they're like, I think I'm going to make me a little plate.
Yep.
A little plate turns into the big plate. Yeah, here we go. That's Thanksgiving. But anyway, that being said, despite the holiday week here, there is a bevy of activities going on leading up to and coming up after the Thanksgiving holiday.
Absolutely. So what do we got going on the calendar, Gary?
Well, before we get on the calendar, I just want to welcome Chero Boots and Home Pros Remodeling.
All right. Welcome to the family.
We have a surprise coming in through the grapevine on the that's going to result in a ribbon cutting on next Friday.
Okay.
Black Friday. So I'll give you the locations on all that. As soon as I get them, we'll post them.
Sure.
But that's in the works right now. That's why I was a couple minutes late.
It is being set and, like I said, finalizing the plans.
Exactly.
It is obviously a busy day, so you got to wrangle some red coats and get some
Exactly.
ducks
So
ducks in order.
red coats, be prepared. The day after Thanksgiving, we have a ribbon cutting.
That's right.
Okay, we had on the 6th of November, we did the French brothers welcomed in a new home out there in the new subdivision off of Country Club.
Yeah.
On the 9th, we kicked off with the Salvation Army. We kicked off a pancake breakfast to start the kettle kickoff.
Yeah.
And
they do those breakfasts monthly, if I remember.
Yes, they do.
Each
But
month.
this one was kind of a big deal because it was the kettle kickoff.
Sure, but just if you're looking for a good pancake breakfast, I can't remember which Saturday they do it on. It's like the second or third Saturday of the month. But it helps out Salvation Army, and it's like all you can eat pancakes. And you come out there grubbing, and you're actually benefiting the community by eating copious amounts.
Exactly.
And all the money that the Salvation Army raises locally stays local.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
that's not. I know some people are. That's very important to them.
Yeah. Right.
That when I give to an organization, I
Right.
want my money to stay local.
Sure.
And they are one of the organizations. You give to the local Salvation Army, the money stays here in this community to help those in the community.
International footprint, but everything when it comes to the money raised locally stays locally.
Correct.
So local stuff.
Exactly. And then we were welcomed back to ILEA to do their reception
Excellent.
on the 12th, Tuesday evening, the 12th. And so
that's a beautiful facility if you ever get a chance to.
It is.
It is.
I did.
And when you see the strangers, quote unquote strangers in town, chances are they're ILEA participants. So, Roswell and our community is always very welcoming and very gracious. So continue to be so.
They get people from all over all over the planet, really.
Yeah.
From Africa, from South America, Central America, I think Europe. I mean,
they currently have 10 different delegations here.
Yeah, I mean,
so
every
it was
continent
a
is
big,
represented usually. Maybe not Antarctica, but the others are covered.
Right.
Everywhere from the Far East to the South America.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, upcoming on the 3rd of December, we have the Hot Works ribbon cutting. So you can go.
I think people have been driving by their facility there on Main for months now, waiting. When they opening? When they opening?
And they are currently open. My daughter has a membership there, and they ran a special membership when they were first setting up everything and hiring. And so she's got a screaming deal on her membership. So go on in. They may run something special with their grand opening too.
Okay.
So come on down.
And what remind me? I know some of their product. What do they do?
Hot yoga.
Yeah, yoga. Okay, I was trying to.
Hot yoga, hot biking, hot
is it
Pilates.
a spa or is it more of a workout thing? I was trying
to
workout. Narrow it down. I just knew it was like healthy stuff, and
yes,
me and healthy. Sometimes I'm like, where's the cheeseburger again? So sometimes I glass over that.
That's going to be at 4 in the afternoon on the Tuesday, the 3rd of December. And then on the 4th of December at 9 a.m. in the morning to kick off the day, we have Dreams Dispensary is having their ribbon cutting.
Excellent.
They joined a little while ago, and they wanted to get everything all organized before they had their ribbon cutting.
They want to put their party dress on before they go to the party.
Exactly. And then on the 10th of December, we have the 21-year anniversary for Hippie Chicks, Business After Hours, and I'll let Andrea talk more about that here in a moment. But that's next couple of weeks is going to be kind of busy, and the last couple of weeks have been busy. So
all I know is anytime Hippie Chicks hosts a business after hours or any kind of event like that, like, there's great prices, but usually there's a lot of like swag and free gifts.
Terry does a great job.
I mean, you kind of leave out of there with a ton of stuff. So it might behoove you to check out the Hippie Chicks business after hours.
And it's her 21st anniversary, so come on out.
Yeah.
And of course, it's 5 to 7 p.m. down off of South Main. You can't miss her location because she's got the great big green bus on top of her building. She's going to have yummy treats, bubbly drinks, and giveaways galore.
Absolutely.
She always has really cool giveaways. Typically, she does one per year that she's been open. So there's plenty of giveaways for everybody.
And it's very eclectic, everything in there. So like if you haven't been in there, and yes, ladies, it's your Shangri-La, but there's a lot of stuff for fellas in there too, and things.
There really is.
There are.
I think most people think of it as a women's boutique type place, which it certainly fits that bill. But there is a lot of stuff for guys.
And I think she's one of the only locations in town that still does tuxedo rentals. Yeah. If your children are in dance, you can get their dance shoes and their dance tights and stuff from there. So she does have a little bit of everything. Of course, she always is hosting wine and paint parties. Yeah. And she's kind of expanded those parties a little bit. They're not always paint parties. I've seen where she has partnered with different florists in town, so you can learn how to put a bouquet together. You can learn how to do some of these other things, and she's also hiring.
Most unique boutique, right?
That's right.
That's
and she's also hiring. So if you need a job, part-time or full-time, you can go to Hippie Chicks and inquire with Terry.
Well, yeah, and yeah, because 'tis the season where holiday shopping and stuff. She probably needs a little bit more help over there, and if that fashion and that's your love, then I'm sure she has plenty of work for you.
Absolutely.
And the first thing you'll notice when you go in is she has done some remodeling.
Oh, nice. So we haven't been in recently. Come see the new layout,
right?
The new digs at Hippie Chicks here.
Absolutely.
Good deal. But yeah, it's a great. I'm telling you, you'll find it's kind of like a treasure trove place. You walk through and you just find, oh, wow, I didn't know they had these here.
Yep.
I'm a collector of the little red truck stuff. I mean, I can't walk through Hobby Lobby without getting a new little red truck
He's
thing.
A problem in there.
But she even has the little red truck stuff in there. So last year when we had our business after hours, I picked up another little red truck to put in my office.
Collection.
That's right.
And speaking of her parties that she does, she is doing, it's called Thankful Blooms with Accent Flowers.
Okay.
Accent Flowers is going to teach you how to do a Thanksgiving bouquet centerpiece, and that's going to be Tuesday, November 26th at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And it's $48 per person, and the cost obviously covers the supplies.
I'm going to say you'll walk out of there with a centerpiece.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a cool bouquet
Which if you probably
centerpiece.
bought brand new is probably $200.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to be able to go and participate for less than $50, you're going to walk away with something fabulous.
And you got the whole, you can go buy fish or teach a man to fish, that whole thing. You're kind of doing that right there.
Yep.
Right?
And then
eat for a day, all that. Teach a man, give him a fish, teach a fish, all that thing.
Yep. So you can learn how to do your Thanksgiving centerpiece bouquet. And then on December 3rd at 6 p.m., there is a paint party called the Christmas Cardinal. So you're going to learn how to make a wintry scene with a nice, beautiful red cardinal in the middle. And that is $40. Once again, of course, that covers the cost of your supplies. And I don't think that I'm the most artistic person, but whenever I've gone to any of these kind of paint parties or the parties that Terry puts on, it is amazing how cute and wonderful your paintings end up, that you do feel. I think I've only had one that I was like, I'm going to burn it.
I'll just say, when non-creative people get around creative people, some of it rubs off on the non-creative people.
Yeah, and
that's what happens.
And the techniques are so simple that it's amazing what you walk out with. And then on December 12th, we have a lunch and learn with SBA. So of course, our lunch and learns start at 11:30. So that way you can come in and feed yourself, and we will start promptly at noon with the learning portion of the lunch and learn. And SBA, the Small Business Administration, is going to be able to tell you all of the resources and things that are going on, because even though our flooding was a few weeks ago, we know that we are now in the rebuilding and in some cases the wait and see portion of the program. So if you still are unsure of what loans or what resources are out there, come to the SBA Lunch and Learn, and they're going to tell you everything that they have to offer, and also where to go if they don't have something that you're looking for, if you need additional resources.
I would imagine, especially because like right now, FEMA's they're sending everyone through FEMA, and FEMA's got they're kind of triaging and prioritizing and compartmentalizing where people need to go. And if you've kind of gone through that route and you're not finding that that's the best option for you, this is coming to the SBA event. They kind of will give you other options, and too, particularly for small business owners. I know because I've kind of heard, with residential home folks, there's certain things, but with businesses, it's a little bit different criteria and protocol on some of that stuff. And so all I'm saying is there might be better options than what FEMA has for small businesses.
Well, and you can, and sometimes you can overlap those resources as well.
It together,
so that way you can get the best possible outcome for yourself or your business. And SBA is not just for businesses.
Absolutely.
You can get personal help through them as well. And since you had talked about FEMA, of course, is up at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a little
they've been there full on for about a week now.
Yes,
I think,
and they've got a little shop area right next to Bath and Body Works.
All right, so get some smell goods on your way out.
That's right. And they're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 6.
Excellent.
Or no, there's to 7 o'clock. I apologize. Monday through Friday till 7 o'clock, and then Saturday from 10 to 6.
Very good. But and please go by, and they still are going door to door in neighborhoods and things like that. But if you have not seen them yet, or you don't want to wait,
correct,
go down to the mall.
And if you have been denied already an application, that you've turned in your application with FEMA and you've gotten a denial, go talk to the folks. That's kind of what they're really there for, is that one-on-one interaction, because your denial could be for something completely benign and kind of dumb. Maybe you didn't cross your T. I mean, it is amazing some of the reasons you get denied, but if you go and talk to the folks that are here, they can help either reapply for something, or they can tweak it for you and say, okay, well, this is why you're denied, but this is what we can help you with, and here's what we can do for you.
Well, and certainly people that have relied on government assistance in the past for things like disability or some of these other needs are probably veterans of this, and know that anytime you're applying for government assistance in any way, shape, or form, it is very common for them to deny you the first time. And yes, it's they do this stuff for dot and T's, but in the big scope of things, it is the test to see if you're really needing this money. This is what, if you're willing to go through the gauntlet effort, then they're going to do it. But if you're, it's almost a deterrent. It is by design. They won't tell you that. They won't admit it. And certainly if I'm talking to FEMA right now, they're not going to tell you that. But I'm telling you, just from my own life and personal stuff, that if you're trying to apply for government stuff, this is not uncommon that, VA benefits on down. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to play the game to get to the creamy prize at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the people, both at FEMA and then like our Lunch and Learn for SBA, that's what these folks are here for, is they really do want to help you.
Sure.
So go ask.
But the system is designed to make it hard.
And also be kind, because it's not those people that you're going to be speaking with that are making the decisions.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
But they definitely want to help. In fact, I've been in touch on a regular basis with both with SBA and the FEMA folks that are here, feet on the ground in Roswell, and they really are here to help, and they want to help. So go talk to them, and they will do the very best that they can.
They are the actual people that are trying to help you navigate through the gauntlet of this garbage.
Yes,
and
exactly.
They didn't design the system. They're the ones trying to be the Sherpas to navigate you through it. So please treat them as such, as your guide, not as your adversary.
And sometimes they can even cut through some of the red tape versus you trying to do it on your own, either virtually, online, or through a phone on, the 1-800 number. Go talk to the people in person.
Absolutely. Like I'm trying to say, it's complicated by design because they want, but this is why I'm saying you need to go through these portals, because you literally need the person to navigate you through that. And when you think you got it, but these people literally, this is what they do. They sit there and they stare at regulations and opportunities.
Exactly.
And they're the database for it. They come in, and these folks, trust me, they see you times 1,000 every day. And I'm sure the last thing I want to do is tell people no, no, no all day. What they're trying to, and so they're literally working for you so they can say yes. So for probably their own peace of mind, they're actually feeling like they're helping because that's why they're here. That's why they're part of FEMA. They want to help people. And anytime you get a job in the government, the government bureaucracy, ask any person that's worked any time in federal government, they'll tell you.
Yes.
That being said, these people that are sitting in the mall and sitting boots on the ground, they are here to help you navigate through that. So as frustrating as it is for you, they do it times tenfold, and they guide people through it. So please, they are on your team. Work with them as such.
Yes. And deadlines are coming up, so get out there if you have not already. I don't have the deadlines memorized, but I know deadlines are approaching.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have not already put in your application, go speak with them. But also, FEMA will be here as long as they are needed.
Yep.
It's not like, okay, the deadline comes and goes for the applications and they're going to pull up stakes and leave.
Yeah.
They will be here as long as they are needed. And in fact, they wanted me to also say this, that we know that North Carolina and Florida are still recovering from the hurricanes that hit a few months ago.
But that doesn't.
These are not the people from there.
What's impacting there is not impacting what's
That's
here.
right. They did not pull resources from that area of the country. We got, some of the leadership did come down so they could train and get things going, but they did not pull resources from there. So it's not like they came down here and they're like, okay, hurry up,
Well,
we got to go. They will be here as long as they are needed
and they have to
in
get
our
this
community.
word out because, obviously in the national thing, FEMA's under the fire right now
Yes.
with things, other things related to other parts. And so, yes, there is that sentiment of, wait a minute, yes, that is, because in the scope of things, what went on there truly is the minority. I think that was one or two bad apples that just went rogue.
Yes.
And now they got to overcome that. So, to be honest, that's probably going to work to your advantage because now, and what I mean by that is they got to go, they've got an image to overcome.
Yes.
So they've got to overcompensate for that. So take that to your advantage is what I'm trying to tell you.
And I know from personal experience, speaking with the boots on the ground here, the folks from FEMA that are here, they are wonderful people.
Sure.
The group is very kind and loving, and they really do truly want to be helpful.
I've talked with several of them, but that's what I'm trying to say, and that's kind of, it's like, I get it. You mentioned the federal government, that's a 4-letter word. I get it. Trust me, my mom and dad were GS employees. I know it. I lived this life growing up. I know all about it. That being said, I also know the other side. Yes, when you get the closer you get to DC, the more people are just checking boxes.
Yes.
But when they're boots on the ground and out, these are the folks that despite their, frustrations with their own, life, they're trying to make a difference.
Yep.
So let them work for you. I'm telling you, these folks are on your side.
And if you're still in need of resources, whatever it may be, you can either look on our website. There is a tab called Disaster Resources. I try to keep it updated. If I get information, I will change it as needed. Somebody had made a comment about shredding services because now obviously people may have paperwork that needs to be disposed of. If you are a chamber member, we do offer shredding services, but there are also shredding services throughout the community that are helping as well. If you need those phone numbers and those contacts, please contact us at the chamber. We'll pass out
We do have some
the information.
chamber members that handle that kind of work that we'd be happy to put you in touch with.
And of course, as always, we're still working on our map. So if you have not already been contacted,
See the Luna Cal folks come through.
Yes.
They are here to.
They are legit.
legitimate. They come bearing opportunity.
Yes, and of course, the printed map, there's only so much advertising space. However, there's unlimited advertising space on the virtual map.
Yeah. The Luna Cow is like, if you all grew up, especially if you're a certain age, you go to the chamber or various places and you get that city map and it shows all the businesses and things. And this is a 2024 version of that.
Correct.
It still has that old school that you know of, but then there's the whole digital app element where basically you really don't need that piece of paper to come by. You can just download the app on your phone. It brings it up, and then it's updated fresh, in live. It's real time.
Correct.
So if you're a business that has a sale or a promotion that you need to get out through this, you can get it out pretty quick. And so it's old school theory with new technology.
Correct.
If that
And the
makes
Lunar
sense.
Cow people will even help design your ad, whether it's in the print version or the digital version. So if you're not the most graphic, intelligent type person
Sure.
and you don't know how to do
You
that.
don't have a marketing degree, but
Yeah.
you kind of know you need to promote something. They can help you
Yes,
navigate.
and on the digital version, you can change your ad out as often as you want. That comes with the cost of your ad, and all you have to do is call the Lunar Cow folks, and they will switch out your digital ad as often as you would like.
Nice. So yeah, you can.
So it
update.
stays fresh.
Yeah. So that's really. But so anyway, but if they do come knocking on your doors or calling on you on your business,
with the air races coming in May, because yes, the air races are in September, but all of the qualifying is going to be
we're
in
gonna
May.
have an influx of new folks coming into town in May, and they might want to know where to eat or where to buy a
widget.
souvenir
Yeah, that's
or
right.
a T-shirt or a place to stay for the night or whatever they're looking
That's right.
for. Yeah, they can find it.
We've been taking calls for months. People wanting to know, where to
and
where to
guess what?
stay, what hotels,
Yeah,
and
and this is,
where
you
the
know-
RV parks are.
And we're
everything.
adding this because, quite frankly, we do this in July where we get an influx of people around the time looking for places to eat, looking for things to do. And then they're going to be back in September looking for places to eat,
That's
looking
right.
for places to do. So, if you're trying to get
Next year's going to be a busy year because
Yeah.
we're going to have the qualifying in May. We're going to have 4th of July UFO Festival. Obviously, that's July. And then in September, we're going to have the actual air races. So we are going to be busy all next year. So hop on this opportunity for this map because that helps. That's another benefit, obviously, is the chamber. Is that's just another way we can promote you. Yes, it is an additional cost because they are an outside source. They are doing all the work. It is not us as the chamber doing the work. However, we as the chamber then can use that as a resource when we get the tourists and the people coming in and saying, hey, who are your members? Because every member, whether you buy an ad or not, you get a dot on our map. And that is once again one of the benefits of being a member with
like
us doing this
putting the
map.
pin on the phone is like, drop me a pin.
That's right. That
what
pin,
we drop
your
the
pin
on
is
you.
automatically on there. Now, if you want it to kind of shine a little bit more, especially on the digital version, that's where the purchasing of the ad comes in because now you're going to have like an icon instead of a dot.
It's going to be more of a dominating, eye-grabbing, eye-catching, for people that are looking for a specific thing, that's going to come to be noticeable than the dot was. But it's the same. It's no different than marketing in a yellow page or the internet for that matter. It's the same ideology and things like that there. But it is something that you think of here and talk. And this is what by all means let them in, not let them in. But they're here. They are legit. And if you're a small business, they might be able to help you make your business seem a lot bigger than it. You know what I mean? It'll make, especially for small. I mean, because let's face it. Your corporations, they have whole departments that do nothing but this stuff.
Correct.
But you bakery on the corner, you clothing store downtown, you small restaurant up the street don't have that. Luna Cal and the chamber.
That's what we're here for, is to help you with to get the word out.
And to be honest, the chamber is evolved too because yes, we still get people that walk through the doors and are looking for things to do and things, but we have younger audiences, younger people, and they tend to get on a phone before they walk into a door of a building first. This is the types of things we do to attract
and
those
we
folks
get
as
that
too.
a lot, that people will come in, they're looking at their phone and they're like, we're looking for hey, let me check out, okay, what are you looking at? Okay, you're not zoomed in the right place, or you're here's where you're at, this is where you can go. And we can even help build, once again, with the digital lunar map that's going to come out, we can even build itineraries for our tourists that come in. So when they
Plot
say,
your course in
I'm going to be
Roswell
here today, I want to hit the UFO, all things UFO, I need to be able to eat and I need a place to sleep. We can get on that map and go, okay, here's where you need to go in order, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and you can do your circle.
Absolutely. And believe it or not, like me and my brain, I'm a free spirit. I'm like, no, I just want to get into town and get lost and do my things. But I know I'm the minority there.
Yes.
I know a lot of people like No, I want to maximize my most thing here. And so they like a regimented, okay, at 10:25, we're going to be over here. So they can create that. Now, me and my 51-year-old brain, I'm like, that sounds awful. I'm on vacation. I just want to walk around. But I also know a lot of people aren't like me. So.
I am the free spirit in our family, and I'm like, I don't do any research. I just go.
See what I see. Yeah.
My father and my husband are the planners, and it blows their minds that they're like, you haven't researched where we're going. You don't know what you're going to do every minute of that. No, I know I'm going to wake up. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. But I know there's a lot of people not like me. So.
I would lay awake all night trying to figure out what we're going to do. I'm the planner.
Now, when I'm working and like work stuff, I'm more into that. But when it's come to like a vacation or just go exploring something, I'm just kind of like, let's see where the world takes me here.
And the backward planning. Okay, what time do we have to get up to be here at this time, and where are we going to be next? And that's me.
Yeah, and my wife's kind of like that too. But I'm kind of, and that's where because she's always like, all right, can we go this? I'm like, all right, we'll get to it. I was like, it's Saturday. We'll get to it when we get to it. You know, she doesn't think like that.
Yeah, the only planning I have is going to the airport. Like, I am so crazy that I'm going to miss my flight.
Oh, I'm anal about a lot of stuff.
And so I get to the airport like 4 hours ahead of time, and my kids are like, you don't plan anything, Mom. And I'm like, except for the airport.
Well,
we will be at the airport 4 days in advance because we are not missing that flight.
Well, that's because we've been indoctrinated and been burned a couple times.
Yes.
And so, like, all right, I'm going to have to, and so it's kind of like milk expiration dates. Some people, they're gospel. Other people, you got 3-4 days after that. It's like, I'm a gospel guy, which is the weird part because I'm free spirit and everything, but if it's 1 day past that expiration date, I'm out.
Oh, that's
right.
funny.
I'm out. But my wife's opposite. So anyway,
now,
I'm getting way off topic here. But point is, Lunical's here.
Correct.
If they do come, and if you're a small business or any business, look into see how we can help you make your business better. Please come by the chamber and let's talk
131
about it. Or
West
give
2nd.
Gary a call and let him come visit.
That's right. We are 131 West 2nd. We are located on the corner of Richardson and 2nd Street, right behind Subway, off of Main Street, and across the street from the police station.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I can't talk all of a sudden. And our phone number is 575-623-5695. If you call and we don't answer the phone, one of two things are going on. We are either on the other line or Gary and I are out in the community because it is just the two of us, so we can't always answer the phone.
Sure.
But Gary is really good at getting the messages and getting them spread between the two of us so we can call.
Leave a voicemail or leave a correspondence, and they will get back to you as soon as humanly possible.
And if you stop by and we're not there, generally we have a sign on the door with both of our phone numbers, our cell phones, so that way you can just reach out and say, hey, I'm here, but you're not, and this is what I need. And
you have an office, but the town's your office. So that's
exactly.
You're out and about.
And sometimes if it's just one of us in the office, we do kind of turn that front light off.
Sure.
Because especially when it's myself, not so much Gary, but as a woman, if I'm there by myself,
absolutely,
the doors are locked. So ring the doorbell too, because we might also be in the back.
Well, it is a busy part of town. There's a lot of walking traffic and things. So yeah, I get it. So sometimes,
but we've got
our
offices
are all the way back in the back. So
that's the other thing part too is you gotta kind of sprint to the front to get to the door.
Right. But we sometimes, we also have our cameras up, so we usually know you're coming.
That's right.
Before you even hit the door, and a lot of times we'll be halfway up to the door or at the door when you come in.
So if you're like deciding on what hat to wear or something, be like, you should have went with the blue one. They'll tell you.
That's right.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Whatever the outfit is, I'm wearing.
But yeah, and of course we're going to post everything on our website, on our calendar.
Yes.
I'm working on that diligently today and tomorrow. If you are a member of the chamber, remember your deadline is tomorrow noonish for anything you would like to go in our weekly email.
Yeah.
That is a benefit of
Thursday
our membership.
Yeah.
Because then it hits everybody's email promptly at 9 a.m. Friday morning. And yes, there have been times that I have been up at 6 o'clock in the morning because somebody has sent me something the night before or first thing in the morning. And they're like, I know it's after 12, but can you please? Yep. If I can, if it's humanly possible,
sure.
I will get everything in for that 9 a.m. deadline when the email goes out on Friday. If you 100% want to make sure it's in, if you send it to me by noon on Thursday, it'll be in.
Yep.
After that, I'm telling you, it's a crapshoot.
Right.
I do my very best, but sometimes
depends on
it doesn't happen.
What part of life is going on at that.
What would you like your deadline to be for next week? When
with the holiday week.
The holiday.
So I need everything this week.
Gotcha.
I will be going out of town. I will be presenting two separate or creating two separate emails tomorrow because it's actually very easy for me to do the emails. I've done it long enough now. I know how to do it. But if there's something, once again, if there's something that's super, super special because Thanksgiving is Thursday, make sure I have it maybe Monday, Tuesday of next week. But once again, I can't promise that it'll be in for Thanksgiving because I'm just going to go ahead and create everything this week. But I will try my very best because I, too, will be going out of town and I will be out of touch for the holidays.
What? You got family and stuff?
I know. Jeez. I have to go hang out with my kids. No, I love my family. They're good people.
Most of the time. We all love our family most of the time. About Saturday, you're going to have your fill of them. But till then, you'll love them.
Oh, yeah.
By about Saturday of next week,
that's when the Let's Go Brandon t-shirts come out.
Right.
Daddy's home.
But definitely reach out to Chamber. And definitely, if you want to get anything for the newsletter for this week or next, by noon tomorrow, get that to email that to Andrea here.
Correct.
Or send it to me and I'll forward it over to Andrea.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good deal. Did we get it all?
We got it all.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll see you here in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
safe travels
Thanksgiving.
or safe
family
time.
Gobble, gobble.
When next we meet, we will have done the hot works, but we will be getting ready to go do the dreams.
That's right.
Very good. So we'll get a last minute reminder the next time you're in here.
Correct.
Exactly.
Good
exactly.
Deal. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate
thanks.
it. I meant to do this earlier, but I got sidetracked. So let me do this before we take a break here. Right now, it's Happy Honda Days at Roswell Honda, and that means you can get a great new ride just in time with the best deals of the year. Actually, they've got some really low APR percentage rates right now on vehicles. 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% APR for 72 months on the Honda Passport right now. 3.9 for 60 months or 4.9 for 72 months on the Honda Pilot, the Honda Accord, or you can get 4.9 for 60 months or 5.9 for 72 months on the Honda Odyssey as well, the Honda Civic, and the Honda Ridgeline. Plus, you're thinking, well, I got Christmas gifts to buy. No problem. Make no payments until 2025 on approved credit with every purchase at Roswell Honda right now. And they're also hooking you up with a 22-quart roasting pan for and gift cards for coming in as well, too. So if you're thinking I got a shopping list, new car, roasting pan, just go to Roswell Honda. You get them all done in one spot there.
Let's go see the shiny new cars.
What do you got to do today? Buy a car and get a roasting pan. Oh, let's go to Roswell Honda. We got you covered. So come on by for Happy Honda Days right now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd, and come check out the deals right now. Brand new vehicles, really low APR. I imagine they could even rustle up a bow if you're going to do a Christmas gift kind of thing with one of these Hondas. So talk to them about that. All right, 9:56. We're going to take a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away. And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up here in just a few seconds. Stay tuned next hour. About 9:15 or so, we'll have the folks from the DA's office join us, give us an update on what's happening there. That'll be here about 9:15 or so. All right, it is 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. Por favor.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. More than 325,000 utility customers still without power across parts of the Pacific Northwest, the region pounded by a powerful and deadly storm known as a bomb cyclone.
We have a lot of road closures, especially on the arterial streets.
That's Maddie Christel with the National Weather Service in Washington.
With big trees down. We've seen some in the Bellevue area east of Seattle that it almost looked like really big old growth trees came down with this. And those are, some of the more well-established trees here.
Downed trees killed at least 2 people. The Weather Prediction Center issued excessive rainfall risks through Friday. I'm Haya Panjwani.
The Trump team fighting hard to win Senate confirmation of President-elect Trump's nominees. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance accompanied Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz to meetings yesterday with Republican senators, some of whom have been reluctant to support Gaetz. South Carolina GOP Congresswoman Nancy Mace facing some sharp criticism for fighting to ban men who identify as women from using women's restrooms on Capitol Hill.
Mace said she had plans to put the bill on the 119th Congress rules package or bring it to the floor as a standalone rule. She began flagging the issue with fellow Congress members after Representative-elect Sarah McBride of Delaware became the first openly transgender person elected to Congress. When House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries shared that he opposed a resolution, Mace called him and others that disagree bullies who would not force her into submission. Mace said her concerns over who can access single-sex facilities stems from being a survivor of assault. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Existing home sales rose last month, marking the first annual gain in more than 3 years. October sales up 3.4% from the month of September. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 336 points, the NASDAQ 68 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
No deal yet amid dissent at the UN climate talks in Azerbaijan.
Conversations about cash are never easy, but that is the big issue here in Baku. Poorer countries say rich countries should pay hundreds of billions of dollars a year to help them tackle climate change. But delegates can't agree how much is owed or even who should pay. There's also a row over whether to be more ambitious about cutting planet-warming gases. There is a will to come to an agreement here in Baku, but with delegates at a standoff, the question is whether there is also a way.
The BBC's Justin Rolat. Pakistani police say gunmen have opened fire on passenger vehicles carrying Shiite Muslims in northwest Pakistan. At least 8 people killed, others wounded. The attack happened in a province where clashes between majority Sunni Muslims and minority Shiites have killed dozens of people in recent months. News and analysis at townhall.com. Belt tightening at one of the big 3 automakers.
Ford is cutting thousands of jobs overseas. Among the reasons, weaker than expected sales of electric vehicles. There's also pressure from more competition, and there are those headwinds from the economy. Ford will cut 4,000 jobs in Europe and the UK by the end of 2027. Ford is headquartered in Dearborn, Michigan. In a statement, the company says the auto industry is in a period of disruption as it shifts to EVs. I'm Rita Foley.
In a landmark antitrust case, the Justice Department asking a federal judge to force Google to sell off its industry-leading Chrome web browser, among other steps. Regulators also want to ban Google from forging multi-billion-dollar deals to lock in its dominant search engine as a default option on Apple's iPhone and other Apple devices. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters. Thank you, Roy. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far. Of course, the weather's full on crisp. It's fall technically. So yeah, but it's like starting to hint winter. Now that we're getting kind of below freezing or right at freezing here the last couple nights. So kind of a nice little pace. But the beauty is we live in southeast New Mexico. So we're going to be like highs in the mid 60s today. By this weekend, we're going to be like 74 on Saturday and pushing 80 on Sunday, I think, like 77. So, but then back in the 60s next week. So welcome to New Mexico. But kind of nice. It's kind of nice. This is kind of the best weather, where it's cold at night, but during the day you can run around in t-shirts.
Right.
Perfect. So enjoy it while we got it. By the way, it'll be beautiful weather for Saturday's football playoff action. Don't forget, we do have 2 playoff games we'll be covering for you through our network of stations here on in our stable of stations. But here on 106.5, we'll have the Roswell Coyote playoff matchup as they host Gadsden here Saturday at 1 p.m. That game will be at the Wool Bowl, so I encourage all to get to the Wool Bowl there and fill up the stadium. But we will have the game for you here on the radio. We also will have live streaming video and on-demand video at ksvptv.com in the Roswell Coyote channel. We did get video permission rights for this game.
Yep, we got them.
We got them. So we'll have that game for you right here on 106.5. Also, during that exact same time, the Artesia Bulldogs will be hosting Mayfield in Artesia. We will have that game for you on the radio on 990 AM KSVP, which you're probably going to have trouble picking up here, as well as the translator. But if you do want to check that broadcast out, we also will have live streaming video of that game at ksvptv.com in the Artesia Bulldog channel there. So, and then winner of those 2 games will square off next week for a blue trophy. So if we go, because Roswell's a 1 seed, Artesia's a 2 seed. I don't remember what Gadsden and Mayfield are, but I'm going to say somewhere around 7-8, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know. But anyway, you take that.
Everyone's just waiting for the main event. Which is Roswell versus Artesia.
You got to play the games, and any given Friday or Saturday on this case, you got to play the games, and things happen. But more than likely, we're going to see a Artesia and Roswell championship matchup next weekend. To be honest, I need to check. I don't know who owes who, so I don't know if that game would be if they win. And I know I don't want to talk too much because you don't want to jinx nothing or nothing, but I'm not sure if that history is that we owe them or does Artesia owe here or what. So I don't know if that game would be in the Wool Bowl or in the Bulldog Bowl, but more than likely next Saturday there'll be a Blue Trophy championship game in southeast New Mexico. So.
Well, I'm surprised Roswell's number 1 seed because I thought they lost more games than I could have sworn they lost more games than Artesia did.
Well, it's all in the coaches poll and who you lost to and who you beat and everything else there too. So there's a lot of variables in there that I don't.
But I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
It's just weird because like Roswell lost to Lovington and Artesia beat Lovington, and then but Roswell beat Artesia if I remember right, and so it's kind of
that probably had to do with it.
Very much so, yes. But that's kind of what we're looking at. So, but yeah, that's kind of so. But anyway, this weekend Saturday we have the semifinals, and that will determine who will be in the big championship game here. Real quick, too, actually, let me do this first before that. Let me give you the rundown for today's show, or this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. And then we're having the folks from the DA's office join us here.
We're going to have Patrick Melvin, Chief Deputy DA, and then Justin Dominguez, Chief Investigator here from the DA's office, going to join us in just a few. Give us an update what's happening at the DA's office. We have great conversations with and with them, just talking, kind of how the sausage is made a little bit. It's kind of nice to have that, when you understand everything from all perspectives, it makes it a lot easier to solve problems.
Yeah. Speaking of sausage,
yes.
I just saw a post, another one saying why the mafia isn't an aesthetic, and it shows a picture of James Gandolfini in a pool with a cigar in his mouth.
I think there kind of is. All right, it is 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good all the way through the upcoming weekend. We have high pressure parked over the Four Corners, and that'll hang around for a while. Sunshine today and comfortable temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through, and mid-30s. We'll start warming up a little bit on Friday. We're back in the upper 60s and sunny. Looks like 70s and sunshine for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, did I refresh my weather? I don't believe I did. Good news is I got a new computer. It refreshes real fast. Currently, 47 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Looking at mid-60s, 66 for a high today. Winds will be calm out of the east at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 32, right at freezing. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, inching a little closer to 70, but not quite. Sunny and 68 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 37. Winds will be calm. Saturday, beautiful. Sunny, 74 for a high with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies, overnight low of 38. Sunday, even warmer, mostly sunny, 77 for a high. Sunday night, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 43. And then back into the mid-60s on Monday, and looks like same for Tuesday and 67 on Wednesday next week. So looks like a pretty nice weekend, and then mellowing out to kind of a mid-60s type of week for the Thanksgiving week next week. All right, let's see. Before I take a quick commercial break, want to invite you on out to Roswell Honda, where Happy Honda Days are happening. They've got great deals on. Right now is the perfect time to get a new ride, just in time with some of the best deals of the year. Like, take advantage of some of these great. Or we're starting to see interest rates come down. Remember COVID? Along the 0% and all that, and you're like, man, we'll never see the game with COVID. Well, they're coming back down again here. Like right now. You can get 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on the Honda Passport, 3.9% for 60 months or 4.9% for 72 months on the Honda Pilot, 4.9% or the Accord, and then 4.9% for 60 months and 5.9% for 72 months on the Honda Odyssey, the Honda Civic, and the Honda Ridgeline as well, too. Plus, no payments until 2025 on approved credit as well, too. So if you're thinking, well, I need a car now, but I got Christmas, and well, relax. Make no payments until 2025. Right now also, too, Roswell Honda's hooking up people with 22-quart roasting pans along with gift cards and other stuff for your holiday feast. So come on by and visit Roswell Honda, where it's Happy Honda Days right now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd here in Roswell. All right, it is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break here, and then we'll have the folks from the DA's office join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
It's huge. It's colossal. It's Roswell Ford's biggest automotive clearance event of the year at our temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd and Sycamore Streets. Enter the front of the tents off West 2nd Street next to Allsup's for huge savings from now till the end of the month. The all-new Roswell Ford received massive shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles without flood damage. To move them out, we've marked them down, way down. Plus, get $1,500 flood assistance cash in hand when you buy any new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your trade or credit? Don't sweat it. We've instructed our staff to take any trade, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it. So you can upgrade to a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. And our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit with great terms, even if it's less than perfect. Everyone knows when the tints go up, prices come down. At Roswell Ford's temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd Street and Sycamore Streets. Or visit RoswellFord.com.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla Español.
The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event is on now at Roswell Nissan with prices slashed across the lot. Like a 2023 Nissan Rogue slashed just $338 a month. 2021 Nissan Altima slashed just $308 a month. Or a 2019 Buick Encore slashed just $247 a month. Then join Roswell Nissan November 23rd for your chance to win a $400 Walmart shopping spree. The drawing will be held at 1 p.m. sharp. The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the District Attorney's Office, representing the 5th Judicial District. Always get that right. They got a lot of words and stuff. But, of course, our lead investigator, Justin Dominguez, back with us, and our, of course, Chief Deputy DA as well, Patrick Melvin, back as well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's y'all's world? Y'all like going well? First off, so I haven't really talked to you guys since flood and all that. You personally make out, or I don't know if you guys live in the Roswell area here, but do you guys do okay there?
What a devastating time for our area. You know, we neither one of us live in Roswell, but we have so much friends and coworkers, and also just the community at large that
impact
suffered.
a lot of family, and friends, and
not just that, but just the impact to the community itself was devastating, man. And our hearts definitely lie there within. We had several members who were adversely affected by the floods, and one of our attorneys, one of the greatest souls you'll ever meet, one of the nicest guys, his house was just completely destroyed.
But this is where you see the heart of our community too.
Yeah,
and you see
it was
people
incredible.
rally. Yeah,
it is, Mike, and it's been devastating. Like Justin is saying, one of our attorneys, his house got completely flooded. He had to be kind of evacuated out of there, and
so it was
still doing
emergency,
some repairs.
like it was just not going.
And, it's been terrible. But from that, what you can see is the real strength of the local community and the surrounding area. Our district covers the 5th covers Eddie, Chavez, and Lee County. And just recently, I was at a city council meeting in Carlsbad, and I seen the mayor of Roswell come down because Carlsbad had sent up a number of aid, and I was just really touched by all of that. It shows the strength of the people of Roswell coming to the aid and helping everyone out, each other out, and then the surrounding communities as well. Coming in and just kind of showing that we do really have a very strong community in this area. And
absolutely, I know. Like you said, sure we talk about Roswell here, but folks forget Hagerman, Dexter. They were hit as hard.
Correct.
Your guy, other than the one, and everything else seemed to fare okay through that and all. Because I know we talk a lot about down here by the convention center, but it was a lot more widespread.
Yes, sir.
And impact a lot of people. So
yeah, we're very fortunate. There's some other staff members who were adversely affected that it could have been a lot worse for, who ended up getting
God was watching over, or whatever you believe in, was looking out that night. Overall,
one of our guys had to take refuge at our office. They're at the courthouse on the second floor and stuff because their truck got swept away and just
Chavez County Sheriff. I mean, he literally
I seen that video of it. Yeah,
absolutely.
It was impacting, but good. I'm glad. And is the family are they starting to get back on their feet and getting to life a little closer to normal for them, hopefully?
Yeah, so, Patrick was saying, it really gave us an opportunity to watch the community come together. Good. And, a huge shout out to the Corrections Division, the Adult Probation and Parole Division, and the Corrections Department out here. I believe it was RCC, and some of those individuals from the Corrections Department actually came out one afternoon and helped our guy and some of our staff members with finish the demolition of, because they had to go up so high on the walls, 4 feet or so on the walls, and break out all that sheetrock and insulation and all that. And a big crew from the Corrections Department came in and assisted with some of that demolition. So a big shout out to the Corrections Department and, a lot of the other staff members that stepped up to help in that type of a situation. So yeah, he's been, looking into FEMA help or whatever's going on there and stuff, and getting a lot of assistance there, but a lot of assistance from staff members in the community to assist in rebuilding.
Absolutely. And just real crowbar real quick, since you mentioned FEMA, for folks, if you do have FEMA things, of course they're at the mall and everything else, but tomorrow morning in the 7 o'clock hour, I'm going to have a representative from FEMA join us.
Oh, excellent.
To give us an update as well, too.
Very cool.
So tune in there tomorrow for that for folks there.
Yeah, very cool.
So I just figured.
No, that's great.
It's good. I'm going to crowbar that in because it seems
couldn't have been. It's almost like we rehearsed that, right? What a great segue.
We call it. We got a radio show going here.
What a great segue. Absolutely.
But you're right. We're doing well here. So, but now we want to kind of turn our attentions here because the holiday season's here. Next week is Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas right around the corner here, and this is that time of year where crime's up, and where you guys, especially, you'll probably see a lot of cases come across over the next couple months here, where it's going to be shoplifting or petty break-ins in cars and things, or your porch pirate, or even maybe some online type scam and stuff. This is the year, your type of year where your office probably gets flooded with that, or about to get flooded with those types of crimes and prosecutions.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to that, just within maybe about a year now or so, we've started in a shoplifting kind of a task force, if you will, an initiative to really crack down on that. New Mexico would change some of the laws in order to help with that.
And that's really making an impact, isn't it?
Yes, I think it absolutely is.
We're starting to see real fruits from that labor. We're seeing numbers come down on some of the crazy stuff you see online, and this was exactly why this stuff was put into curtail the craziness we were seeing online.
It is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so as part of that, I'll turn it over to our chief investigator, Justin Dominguez, to kind of talk about that and some of the issues, hopefully to keep people safe for this holiday season, the biggest shopping day of the year, Black Friday, right? So, Justin?
Yeah, no, this is a huge shopping season, and with the implementation of the Organized Retail Crime Act and the New Mexico Organized Retail Crime Association, I'm on the board of directors for the Organized Retail Crime Association on behalf of our agency and Diana Luce, our district attorney. But after they passed the new statute, Diana implemented a new task force, quote unquote, for our district in regards to shoplifting and stuff. And this statute really helped us in a lot of ways. And we just got done with the second annual Organized Retail Crime Conference up in Albuquerque, and we really were able to see a lot of the stuff throughout the state come to fruition on some of these, where it's a brand new statute. So in the onset, we didn't have the raw data to present to people to show how effective this is.
It's like, we know this is bad, but we can't.
And we're a
prove
year
it to
in
you
now.
yet.
We're at least a year in now, so we're starting to be able to see how effective it is.
Sure.
But no, with the shopping season, what it is now at this time of the year, we really want folks to understand that if there is someone malintent and they just have that in their heart, there's nothing we can do about that.
Sure.
But there are ways that we as a society or as a group of people can do less to allow ourselves to become victims.
Absolutely. Well, it's when you come with, especially when it comes to these types of crimes, many of them are crimes of convenience.
Absolutely.
And if it's just sitting there, people will steal it, even with people who may not normally would take it. You watch those, what would you do type shows and all that. I mean, there's enough of those to prove that. So the point is, and this is what you're kind of reminded, is like, if you make it not so easy, that's half the battle.
Well, desperation is a crazy thing in the state of our economy. Without getting political or anything, the state of our economy right now is rough, and everything is very expensive, and desperate people often tend to do desperate things.
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate that some of our society is in that state. However, it's the reality of the fact. So it's just as simple as, even at nighttime, ensuring on another aspect, just ensuring that you lock the doors on your vehicle, because people do walk up and down the streets of our communities.
I've seen people do it.
Check,
like they
check
walk
door
up
handles.
and
you know what? If they walk up and check your door handles and your car's locked, they move on to the next, because they're not looking to sit there and smash your windows and take stuff.
They're trying to get in and out.
They're looking for the easy target.
Yeah, they're not trying to make a spectacle of themselves. And
Correct.
Breaking windows and firing off alarms is exactly that.
Correct.
So.
They're looking for an easy target.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things on the way up here that Patrick and I were talking about. And as a topic of discussion, I didn't even think about porch pirates in regards to what we were talking about. I was gearing more towards, going to the mall and shopping, which I want to encourage people to shop at our local businesses and shop small.
That's how our economy grows.
And if you go to the mall and shop at some of the bigger stores, so to speak, just keep in mind that none of our material possessions are worth becoming involved with some of these individuals who now we are seeing an uptick, and some people that are shoplifting in the desperation becoming violent. So nothing is worth, none of our material things are worth, unfortunately, what could be worse, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. And so one of the things, building off of what Justin's saying about that, is if you see someone shoplifting, you don't go and confront them.
Don't be a police officer.
That's right. Don't be a police officer.
officer.
But what you can do is be a good witness, be a good reporter. Call that in immediately to the police, and just watch and observe. But don't try to stop them and tackle them, and don't do anything like that.
It's kind of the mindset, like we said, again, with the legislation, but there were, especially during COVID, you were seeing a lot of these shoplifters blatantly walking out and doing these things.
Mike,
and
it was nuts.
Yeah, and this is the point you're making. It's like, look, you see those videos and you get mad, and I get it. You want to be irate, you want to do something, because that's human nature. You see wrong, you want to stop wrong. And if you're a person that's a good-natured and you want to do right by people, and that's within human nature, and I understand that. But what you're saying is, look, don't worry about it. Don't put yourself, don't put your family at risk. Video, report, remember, do that stuff. We got the rest. Put it this way, that $500 TV or $20 ham or whatever they're stealing ain't worth what's going on here.
Exactly.
We got cameras everywhere. We got phones. We got your testimony.
Yes.
Right.
We go track them down, and then guess what? We may not get them today, but next week, they're going to be sitting behind a jail cell and paying for this crime. And you're safe, they're safe, and at the end of the day, the product's either recovered or whatever. No big deal. We replace the $20 ham with the $500 TV or whatever it is that we're talking.
Absolutely, and I would take it even a step further and say, if even being a good witness puts you in danger, then just don't even
Right.
go there.
Don't go. Yeah, exactly. If
We
you're
are
like
not
trying-
asking anyone to put themselves in a position of danger to be a good witness.
Yeah.
It's just in the event that things are occurring and you're able to get some descriptors for us or a license plate or something like that does not put you or your family in danger. That's what we're asking. We are asking no one to become involved or to put themselves in a situation that could further enhance the potential for danger to them.
It's no different than trying to combat a meltdown with your own meltdown.
Correct.
What results happen there every time? Never the one you wanted, I'm pretty sure, despite what you melt down for. And it's no different here. It's like, I get it. And I even understand, like, I saw the opportunity and yes, God bless those people. And sometimes we get lucky and all that. And by all means, if you see law enforcement struggling, you're able to help them. I'm for all that.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, don't put yourself at any unnecessary risk, because quite frankly, whatever they're trying to steal just ain't worth it.
Right,
There's nothing there that's worth it.
And then it's like in regards to not the physical aspect of shopping or anything, but if you're doing shopping online and you're having stuff delivered to your house, try to create a safe environment for your packages to be dropped off and maybe more easily concealed on your porch or something. If you have some kind of a box or thing set up that they can put your packages in and then secure.
Or make arrangements to have it sent to somewhere that you're going to be at,
I've seen Amazon drop-off stations throughout places where they have lock boxes and stuff like that. There are steps that we can take to safeguard our packages and stuff like that, because again, like I said, desperation is a crazy thing.
Then again, here too, this is where those ring cams and door, those things they come helpful.
Absolutely,
because guess what? You can't get the porch pirate today, and you know what? You might not get the Christmas gift or whatever's there. But guess what? You give that stuff to the district attorney's office, and guess what? And here's the thing. That you just gave them a piece of evidence to a thing that they may have had 12 other pieces of evidence. Because let's face it, porch pirates and this type of crime, they didn't do it once and stopped.
No, I promise you.
That's right.
I promise you, if it happened to you, it's not their first. It's not their first rodeo, right?
So it's no different than in my military brain, where they used to scream in our heads when we're overseas. OPSEC, when you talk about things, don't say nothing, because you say one little piece of information, and nothing else, and then they put it together. It's no different. This is how law enforcement and prosecutions build cases. They take a little piece from here, a little piece from here, your little piece, and their little piece. And now
put the puzzle
piece together, and we got a big old pie, or we got the clear picture here. And so that's why. So please invest in those ring cams and all that stuff. That'll be your best protection on some of this.
Those are excellent pieces of evidence.
Yeah.
And also, going back to community and the strength of community that was shown, that really came out during this recent flood. Watch out for, if you see someone who's not supposed to be there, it's your neighbors. I mean, just watch out for each other.
Sure. Neighborhood watch programs, I highly recommend you get with the RPD or the sheriff's department, or folks listening, if you're out of town here, getting and talk to I'm pretty sure each community has a neighborhood watch program, or at least the material to help you start your own neighborhood watch and get that going. And that's the best defense of this kind of stuff, whether it's just and again, a neighborhood watch is not like the movie where Ben Stiller and you're running around at night, flashlights and whatever. No, it's not that. It's literally just
looking out for one another.
Yeah, looking out. Some take it and have a community meeting, and maybe once a month meet and do just communicate and talk. Others, it's like just keep the neighborhood better than anybody else. You see people that don't look like they belong there.
Yep.
Say something about that. You don't have to go confront them, but call the right people to let
call
them
attention to it. A heightened state of awareness, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And so those kinds of things are the best defenses against 90% of the types of things we're talking about. Right. But certainly when you're out shopping and holiday shopping, it's those same tips they tell you every year. You buy the gifts, don't put them in the trunk. If I know everybody's got SUVs now, cover them up if they've got the little privacy shades, or throw a blanket over it.
Absolutely.
Don't leave that stuff sitting out in the open like that. Certainly don't leave your doors unlocked.
Yeah, and if you venture off to one of our neighboring bigger areas, i.e. Lubbock or something like that, Midland, Odessa, or something like that to do your shopping, Albuquerque or whatever the case may be, take it a little step higher, especially, say you're in Lubbock and you're hitting the mall and you're going back and forth, or one of the outlet places in El Paso, and you're taking stuff back and forth.
It's easy for that one slip for a second, and that's all.
Excuse me. Yeah. And, just be mindful. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the season to forget minor things, and unfortunately that's where we end up seeing worst case scenario.
Absolutely.
You come back to your vehicle that one time, you may have made the mistake of forgetting to lock it, and thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars of gifts or whatever is gone.
Yep. And then it's hopefully you have good credit card plans when you did all that and get that. But anyway, that's either way, you don't want none of that happening in your world. So that's it. And that's just it. It's the simple stuff like that. But like you said when you started this, Justin, if there's some people that are hell bent on doing it, that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And you can't stop that. But like you said, if you just do the little things, it's no different at night when you're walking. You have your keys ready. You have, and this is advice. They used to tell women a lot. This is advice for everybody.
That's right.
This stuff is still standard.
Aside from that, it's just so very important to pay attention to your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
As a normal citizen, a normal civilian citizen, it's so very important to just be mindful of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, listen to your intuition, because if something feels off or looks off, guess what? It's probably off.
Absolutely.
If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
I'd rather follow it and it be nothing than not follow it and find out it was right.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%. And so, when you're getting out of your vehicle or you're pulling into a parking spot, look around. Pay attention to the vehicles that you're around. Pay attention to who's 5 spots down from you, if there's people kind of hanging out, or if the little hairs on the back of your neck stand up, it's usually for a reason.
Absolutely.
And just like you said, even if it's not, I'd rather play it as it has and nothing happened than downplay it and something unfortunately happening.
Absolutely.
So just a little heightened state of awareness this type of season, and and it's always a good idea, no matter what, to pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways, just the random acts of violence. People don't understand that random acts of violence do happen, but they're few and far between. And for communities like ours that are in the fifth, man, they're just
even more
so
isolated.
Yeah, so random acts of violence in our communities just normally don't happen.
Well, and generally speaking, and I could be wrong on this, when you hear those, the random acts of violence was associated to mental health of some kind.
Sure.
Someone was dealing with dependency issues or mental health issues, bipolar, whatever that case may be. It wasn't just some random person going about their day saying, I'm going to cause problems today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's always,
somebody just, and again, don't take me wrong, or don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, random acts of violence do happen, but they're so uncommon.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, if you put yourself in a situation to become involved in those types of situations, that's not a random act of violence, and that's what people don't understand.
Right. Well, and a lot of the stuff like I was talking about, it's not random. You're seeing it building if you just pay attention.
Right.
There isn't just someone that decides to walk down the street punching people every day. I mean, sure, you see videos of that in New York City and stuff, and once in a while, and to be honest, that it could be a TikTok bit for all I know. You know what I mean? But here you don't see any of that kind of stuff, so it's even more rare.
Yeah,
but,
so we don't want to discourage anyone from going out and shopping in person and getting out and supporting our businesses, our small businesses around town. We want to encourage that, to the nth degree, but we also want to make sure everyone remains safe this shopping season while they do it.
Be proactive with your own safety, and because if you're just less of a target, then things are it's easier, and that's what we're saying. Do the little things.
Sure.
Be mindful of that, and you'll save yourself probably a lot of heartache down the road.
Yeah, and then on the retail side of things, we want to make sure that our retail partners are understanding that if these things are happening, please report them.
Absolutely.
We know that we're working on rebuilding a lot of those relationships through this association, through the Organized Retail Crime Association, and in conjunction with the New Mexico Organized Retail, or the Organized Retail Crime Act and the new statute. we're trying to rebuild those relationships with retails to get them to report these incidents, because I know how it is, man. It's been like this for a long time in law enforcement.
They feel like it's pointless.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Right.
But for so long, I don't blame them, because there wasn't a lot of teeth behind what we could do.
Right.
Now
a lot of
there
red tape,
is.
not a lot of teeth.
Right. Now there is. Now,
Yeah.
with this statute and our ability to aggregate these charges to reach that felonious level in order for prosecution now exists.
Well,
and
that's the ideology we have, and this is, we can get into the big picture of things. It's like, well, we have laws, and who are the laws here to protect? The innocent, or and that's
Sure.
where the question is, and we're starting to look at that, and that's why like you said, we're looking at this. It's like we're here to protect the shop owners,
Yes.
the people that are doing legal, legitimate things in society.
Yes.
We're not here to protect the people breaking the law. We're here to prosecute those people.
That's right.
and we have to
That's
take
right.
these victories in New Mexico when we get them, because it's talk about few and far between is when we get these types of victories in New Mexico to move forward and to get tougher laws and penalties, et cetera, for crimes.
Yeah.
And
so that's, but you're right. It takes because if the store owners and don't partner and work with you guys hand in hand, you can't make the arrests. You can't make the conviction.
we can't build the case.
You can't build the case. Exactly. And so please, please
and your
report.
$5 and with us, and what I'm talking about with us being able to aggregate the charges,
Mm-hmm.
with your $5 or your $25 theft from Walmart that's not reported, so to speak, that could be the $25 that we needed to bump this up to that
Nickel and
felony
dime
level.
crooks keep getting away with it because
and that's
they
the
nickel
reason
and dime.
behind that's the reason behind the statute.
Yeah.
People who are committing these crimes got so good at understanding the dollar amount that it took to keep them just under that area.
Exactly. They're just enough to keep them without getting major problems here. And now it's like, now we got. So please, yes, when you bust the person for the $25 thing, don't just kick them out the store. Create the track record. Create the thing, because when this person does it again and again, which 99.9% of the time, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Occasionally, one time, it's the kid that did the dumb thing and learned the lesson.
And that's not what this is for.
Yeah, that's
the
not-
mother
yeah.
is trying to feed her kids.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not what this is.
We're talking these people are making their livelihood by stealing from other people.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. This is targeting serial shoplifters,
Yes.
people that go in and then will resell. I mean, one of the things you'll see, right, is they'll go in and they'll stay just under that, hit number of stores for $450.
Oh, if they
whatever,
put as
in
much
a day.
effort into this as they did in a real thing, they'd probably be making lucrative
Oh,
careers
yeah.
in something.
Yeah.
It's like
And
prison
so-
ingenuity all over again. You watch those shows and you're like, geez, if you did that in the outside world, you're probably an engineer and make six figures.
Right. But it's so devastating. What they do is, they sell. Maybe there's a fence involved, or maybe they're just going out and doing it themselves. But then they'll put it on an online marketplace and then just resell it.
Yeah.
And now the
No
stores
overhead.
are competing with their own product that's being stolen.
Which is another reminder, if you're out shopping online and looking at your Craigslist or wherever you do, your Facebooks or wherever you're out doing that stuff, if things look too good to be true, probably is, and it's probably stolen.
Listen,
you might want to raise
if you
a flag.
see a 3,500 watt generator being sold for $150,
methinks that might be
come
hot.
on.
Right. No, my uncle gave it to me. Sure he did. Yeah, so be wise to that as well, too, because guess what? That is a crime. If you knowingly buy stolen goods, you are committing a
receipt or
crime
possession
as well.
of stolen property.
Yeah, and so I mean, obviously, if you didn't know, but come on, they're going to raise a red flag when you see they're selling something that's thousands under what it's actually valued, and that is a red flag. So just be smart about that yourself too. And likewise, I would throw that as a tip. If you have your own stolen, you have stuff like that. I know law enforcement certainly do that, but please help them out. If you're looking online and hey, that looks like my bike.
Absolutely.
Please report that.
Yeah, let us know, or your local law enforcement agency know, in regards to the appropriate jurisdiction, county sheriff or city.
Don't try
city
to do a
police.
sting on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Don't try to set up a reverse buy or something. I mean, let the authorities take care of it. Let us handle it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not only helping yourself, but every single person before you that also got robbed by this person. Right. You're ending that. So not only for yourself, but for your community. Please report these things. Be vigilant about it. Don't let people just get away with it, and certainly don't do vigilante justice.
Exactly.
I know if it feels good, man, you feel like you're accomplishing something, but you're really not. You're actually making it worse 99.9% of the time.
Yes, sir.
And especially, and we're just at a season where this is going to be common. Now that
like I said, Black Friday's next week. People are going to be shopping. They're going to be, please come out and enjoy it. Come out and take advantage of all the stuff. But when you're in these crowds and when it's busy, be mindful that please keep tab of children and things because they tend to wander and all these things that tend to happen this time.
And I just want to throw out there this too. If there is a super good deal at Target or Walmart or wherever it is, you see those towels and they're just reduced to a ridiculous amount. Please don't fight over them.
Oh yes, buy them, please. Let's not have the Black Friday where the people are getting trampled at the doors and it's two ladies getting a knockdown drag out over a blender or something.
Seriously, you guys remember several years back when Black Friday actually started? I was a kid, but I can remember when Black Friday actually started.
Yeah,
and we were having these shootings and stabbings and stuff over toys and TVs. Oh man, I think it's crazy.
You could probably argue about this specific product, but I would argue Cabbage Patch Kids were probably the dawn of the Black Friday mob.
It was so crazy. Guys, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, one could, but toys are the reason. Like if you go, like it's kind of funny. You go spend a day watching History Channel, man. The toys that built America. You learn a lot, and a lot of it, this Black Friday stuff. There's a lot of that history in there too with that, and like Star Wars when it came out in '77, it was the big hit it was, and the toys came out in Kenner. Problem was they couldn't keep up. So all those kids that first Christmas, they wanted to get their X-Wing fighters and their little Luke Skywalker and Darth. They literally got from Kenner promissory notes saying your X-Wing is on its way. Your Darth Vader,
I owe you,
right? Exactly. So,
and now it's Stanley Cups.
And then it went the other way. Then the Cabbage Patch, and they got so popular, and it turned into a whole. Because I think it initially started. Like it was a shop, like a Cabbage Patch. You went and kind of picked the kid, and they picked him out of the Cabbage Patch, and there's a whole story to it.
Huh.
And then when it got into regular stores, and then the moms got out there and just started over Cabbage Patch Kids.
The things we do for our kids. Right?
Yeah, right. But I would also argue it brought us culture together because parents and things started getting like selective on what kid was left, and if it didn't match your race, they didn't care, and so I would argue that was some steps where people are like, first accepting of multicultural. It's okay. It's a Hispanic Cabbage Patch Kid. It's a white Cabbage Patch Kid. But anyway, another story for another time. But yeah, you can blame Cabbage Patch Kids for why people hate each other on Black Friday. But that being said, by all means, do your thing and do all that stuff. And we were actually joking earlier, and I think it's kind of shifted because, we all grew up a certain age and kind of lived and know a certain thing. But people younger than us, they're more internet world. And so it's almost Cyber Black Friday now. Right. And so maybe there's less of this because they're all behind keyboards.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's a lot of the reason why we wanted to also keep people aware and be mindful about the porch pirates too. It's not just the in-person shopping that could subject you to a crime or to having your property taken from you. It's the porch pirate stuff too. So have a plan in place for your packages and stuff to be dropped off or anything like that. Communicate with the people in your area that deliver your packages and stuff like that. Let them know if you have alternative places for things to be stored, a side gate, or maybe build you a little lock box where stuff can be stored. Protect yourself because at the end of the day, it's basically a crime of opportunity. And if the opportunity presents itself and these people just happen to be canvassing or casing your area, they're going to take the opportunity to take your stuff. It's very unfortunate, but it's the reality of where we're at.
It is the life we live in, and you have to act accordingly, or you will be a victim. It's just the facts. And so, yes, be proactive on that. And I know, and I'm sure most of you dealt with whatever it's UPS or FedEx or whoever. They all usually are very well at working with people on that and working. When you give the delivery instructions, leave it under the tree.
Well, think about it, man. They're just because they deliver doesn't mean that they don't have stuff delivered to their houses. So they get it. They understand.
They probably they're victims themselves sometimes.
They get it.
Although I feel like if you had that job, you could just bring your own packages home with you. But maybe I don't know how it works. But I'm like, if that's for me, I'll just grab it and take it with me.
I'm not even going to try
like
to understand how those guys do their jobs.
I feel like it's a job perk. Like, oh, that's for me.
I'm not even going to.
But I don't know either. It could be different.
Sure.
But yes, you're right. It is. And that's what we're here. Just remind we don't make the holiday season, and don't do anything to try to make it worse by just be mindful of this stuff. Just
protect yourself.
Have a plan. Have things in place, and of course, if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to call any of our police stations. Call the DA's office, and if you have questions, they'll be happy to explain that to you and stuff.
Also on a side note, I just popped into my head, on behalf of our agency and Gina especially, I know we really want to thank you and the opportunity we've had in the past few months to push the golf tournament and stuff. It was a great success.
Excellent. I was going to ask you if we had an update on our DA dogs.
It was it was a great success. Gina did an incredible job, and the staff members that she has that helps her put on and coordinate these events. The golf tournament was a great success. We really encourage everyone to participate in that next year.
I'm glad, and I hope it's raising a bunch of money. And quite frankly,
it was.
Because how I feel about it, you shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, no.
These dogs are such an asset. These things to be honest, like those things should come out like when you get your job and say, here's your computer, here's your desk, here's your office, here's your DA dog to do your job.
Right.
That's how this should be.
Yeah. Right. No, it was a great success. And to encourage people for next year, there was great prizes given out. There was great giveaways that were donated for door prizes that were given out, and great silent auction items. It was just an incredible event all the way around, and we're very grateful. I know Gina's very grateful for the community coming together and supporting that.
No.
And
whatever else we can do, please let me know.
Thank you very much.
That's such a great program, and I know this all came out of this office right here, this district.
Yeah, and this was the first year that Diana actually participated as a golfer on one of the teams, and it was
she had golf skills.
It was me, Patrick, and her.
Okay.
We're on a team. We were the.
Are you better lawyers than golfers?
We were.
I thank God I'm actually pretty happy. Well, not in your case, lawyer, but you know what I mean. So you better at your day job than your golf job.
So on that note, we did get last place officially. And,
all right. Well, that's why you signed up, because
right.
We don't want no one to feel like you're last place. We'll call on
that's right. We'll take one.
And so everyone's happy.
And so we got to start working now, Justin, to get ready to defend our title for next year.
We got medals with toilet lids on and everything.
That's right.
It was incredible. But
we will be the worst, and there will be no worse.
So when we put this team together, and by the way, like the reason we were able to come together and golf on this team was one of the local businesses in the area donated. Sponsored a team, and we were able to do that. And so that's another reason why local businesses are important. When it comes to these types of things.
Absolutely.
And it's not just Roswell businesses; it's businesses throughout the Fifth. You know what I mean? So we're very grateful for those sponsorships.
I'm glad that everyone turned out, and this is more proof that I always keep saying to folks. And look at this level. This is government. This is what government's supposed. But if you want nice things in your community, if you want your community to be better, it takes no one but you to make that better. If you're waiting for the government to do it, you're going to be waiting all day. And this kind of proves my case in point here. It's like, our government needs help here, because every single person in this district attorney and every single DA's office in the state of New Mexico, in the United States of America, for that matter, should have this program as a staple, as part of it. This should be as commonplace as you as a law enforcement officer carrying a gun. Or they taking your fingerprints when you're. This should be a standard operating procedure, my opinion.
And if anybody wants to donate golf lessons for Patrick or Diana, please let us know. Because when I asked them to play on a team together, they said, well, we've never really played golf before, and so I didn't know that meant that they had never swung a club before. So
they're like, no, I watched golf once I saw a movie about golf.
Right. We had a great time, and we're very grateful for everyone that came out to help us.
Awesome. And unfortunately, I think you guys are a little old for the Fierce Tea program. So
right.
So maybe get your kids in, and maybe they can teach you something.
We get out there, and I'm asking Justin, where's the windmill that I hit it in?
Right.
The putt.
Like, where's the clown that's laughing at me?
What what a great blessing the community was in helping this. And largely, again, thank you to you and the platform that you give us every month to come out and talk about these things.
Thank you. I'm glad to do it, and I'm whatever else I can do to continue, because it's what you guys do so much for this community, and people don't realize it. And to be honest, you kind of do it handed a bag of lemons sometimes until you make lemonade. So that's exactly what you do. So we appreciate it. So good deal. Well, guys, have an amazing Thanksgiving. If I don't see you guys before, hopefully you get to actually enjoy some of that, not be totally doing your day job.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Maybe use some of it to practice golf. I don't know. And we'll see you guys next month.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yes, sir. Safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. It is 9:55. Let's do a SRM business update, quick break to pay for lunch, and then we're going to call it a show. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. Federal Reserve will trim interest rates next month. It makes shallower cuts in 2025 than expected just a month ago, due to the risk of higher inflation from President-elect Donald Trump's proposed policies. That's according to most economists. British inflation jumped by more than expected last month to rise back above the Bank of England's 2% target, and underlying price growth gathered speed, showing why the Bank of England is moving cautiously on interest rate cuts. Retailers are in for a mixed holiday season this year ahead of Black Friday and Christmas, marked by watchful consumers keeping big spending on a tight leash and vigilantly comparing prices on their mobile phones to look for the best deals on apparel, electronics, and toys. Ford will cut around 14% of its European workforce, blaming losses in recent years due to weak electric vehicle demand and competition from subsidized Chinese rivals. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Do you love your car? Yes. Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles with special financing available regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 3 years of free oil changes. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd. Roswell Tire and Appliance has a great selection of brand new refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers, all with special Black Friday and Christmas pricing. With Roswell Tire and Appliance, you can have it in your home for the holidays. Save even more on their selection of scratch and dent appliances. Plus, find a huge selection of tires and the people that can help you get it done. Roswell Tire and Appliance can repair your appliances as well. They pride themselves in service long after the sale with repair warranty, and they deliver to all of Roswell and the surrounding area. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Happy Honda Days are here, and that means a great new ride just in time for the best deals of the year. Like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on Honda Passport, 3.9% for 60 and 4.9% for 72 on Honda Pilot and Accord, and 4.9% for 60 and 5.9% for 72 on Honda Odyssey, Civic, and Ridgeline. And with every purchase, Roswell Honda's hooking you up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9:59. That's about going to do it for us for today's show. If you missed any part, I always invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. It's got the little logo, the red, white, and blue with the microphone and all that. Click on that, and then it's broken up by day, and you can kind of find them all there. We did replay an interview with Don Well from the Alzheimer's Association talking about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, which is this Saturday here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. In the 8 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview with Andrea and Gary from the Roswell Chamber talking about several upcoming events. I know Hippie Chicks has got a big event coming up, and a few others we talked about there. And then, of course, just a few minutes ago, we had Patrick Melvin and Justin Dominguez from the District Attorney's Office give us an update, talking a lot of holiday safety tips and things. Good thing to check back at if you missed it earlier, especially for those looking, the holiday shopping season, things to watch out for. So that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell.